Welcome to Sunday Funday. Hope everybody's been enjoying going outside. I know next week's going to start getting warmer in New Jersey, but it's been in the low 70s, mostly upper 60s, which is great when you're out in the day. But at night, it's low 50s, with sometimes a little warmer. But you know what? When plants get under 50 degrees, they kind of stun itself. So I'm a little late in the garden. I still got, 60% of my peppers still to put in the garden, but everything's progressing. I just got to get everything in by the weekend. So welcome in, everybody. We got a great show today. We have wicked awesome gardener. Oh my God, I just screwed it up, but it's Danny. Wicked awesome gardener. Oh my God. Oh well. So she's gonna be my co-host. I can't believe I just screwed that up. I'm tired, guys. You can see my face. I'm exhausted. So it's wicked awesome gardening. I can't. Oh my God, brain fart all of a sudden. And then we have our main host. We have Gardener Scott, and he's coming to the channel again. It's the second time, and so we're gonna talk about situations in the garden and what's going on, and just save all your questions at 8:00. So all questions, just make sure you put them in caps so Gardener Scott can help out. So thank you, Gardener Scott, for being here. And then at 8:20, 8:40, we have at the everyday life of the OCD-ish chick and Hands in the Dirt, and they're going to talk about their Wind Down Wednesday and their show, and they've been big supporters. They have a great show together, and so we're going to have them between 8:20 and 8:40, and 8:40, 8:90, 9 o'clock. Oh my God, see, I'm really screwed up. We have Micro Farmer and sifting some soil and more. And so we have them between 8:40 and 9. So here is Danny at Wicked. Danny, I'm screwing up. As you can tell, I'm tired, but you should be a lot more tired than I am. So tell everybody what's going on with your garden. Are you going to be able to move in this week? A lot of prayers.
We're going to need the prayers. So I'm getting a little comfy. Yes. So I bought 2 acres and a trash mobile home in New Hampshire for $50,000. I've been in there cleaning it up and getting it ready to move into. We've been under the gun because I have 2 girls. Their father decided, oh, you bought a house, so okay, that's cool. Well, now we're free to move to Pennsylvania because the girls are coming to, they're in college. They're not like little kids, but since they're going to stay with you, I can just move to Pennsylvania. And he didn't really take the timeline into account, so I'm under the gun to get moved in. So they move next week. So I've got till this weekend to get it all finished. Right now we're coming down to, we still don't have running water, but the plumber is coming Tuesday, put in new water heater and hook up all the bathroom and all of that. I'm still remodeling the kitchen. I've still got to paint. I've got to put down flooring, but that's going to be all I'm doing this week is painting and putting down flooring.
Yeah, you're a lot more tired than I am.
Yes. Very, very tired this week.
We have Gardener Scott on today. This is so awesome. So
super cool.
He just stepped away for a second. When he comes back, we're gonna have him on. But this is a great, as a person that's on YouTube that looks at gardening almost every single day. Maybe not on Sunday, but every single day. It's like you look up gardening, you see Gardener Scott, right? You see.
I watched a lot of his videos before I started my channel.
All the time. So it's like, and he's such a great teacher. I mean, that's what you like, teaching. Okay.
Very knowledgeable guy.
So knowledgeable. So, well, we're going to welcome in Gardener Scott. So welcome in, Gardener Scott.
Hi, Joe. Hi, Danny.
Hello.
If you hear a squeaking in the background, that was my garden dog, Mala. She just ran out the dog door, so you may hear her come in and out a few times.
Now, how long have you had the dog door?
About 1.5 years now, I think it's been. I had our yellow lab, Lily. We lost her last year. And so now Mala's in the garden, and she's funny. You may have noticed she finds a way to make it into every single video, just walking in the background. That's what she does.
Got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
You don't want to feel dished. It's yeah, that, you know, it's always great to have people involved with your channels. And you know, I know your situation right now would be different, but you know, when the guy from Jersey, he always has his dog on, Paragimi, and he, you know, he's always eating the carrots.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Little Tuck is the carrot eating dog.
Here you go, Tuck.
My dog Mia is sitting right in front of me, staring at me, going, "Are you going to put me on the bed, or what is going on?"
And you see other pets like cats or something, and they just show their butt. Like, what's up with that?
Or then Dexter from Brampton Gardner. Hold on, she's insisting. All right.
Oh, there's a squeaky. So the squeaky door. I wasn't expecting to talk about a squeaky door. So what? It makes life a lot easier for you. Like, do you have a gated property? And they can come and
I've got a fence all the way around my property, and there are deer that come in, and there are rabbits that come in. So she's got free roam in and out whenever she wants, and she does a really good job of dealing with the rabbits and the deer, and for the most part keeps them out of the garden during the day. And then when we go to bed, that's when they sneak in, because the dog doors and the main door is closed and locked at night.
That's you know what? I got to do that. That is all that. I'm getting so much rodent damage. I'd be like, where's our dog? It's actually my sister-in-law's dog. I'd be like, oh, yeah, she's been out all night. So, you know what, talking about situations in the garden, right? And we live all in different areas of the United States. So, you know, different pest pressures, different diseases, different times of the year.
Yeah.
What do you see right now? Like right now, you're pretty much, it's spring vegetables still, right?
Yeah, normally I would be getting into more of the summer vegetables, but we've had an unusually cold spring. And in fact, summer usually arrives in May for us overnight, and we've been in the 50s and overcast for days, and a lot of rain. I think we're supposed to get above 60 a couple times this week. The nighttime temperatures are still below 50. And so I tried putting some tomatoes in the ground for a video, and they're just really struggling. But my lettuce is doing great. My cabbage is doing great. Yeah, all my cool spring plants love it at this time. And last year we had a similar cool spot into November. But 2 years ago, my plants were already bolting by now, because we were hitting 90s in the first and second week of June. So I'm really slow with the garden this year, just because it's been so cool.
So I wanted to see if I could do. I always planted my lettuce on top of a table in a grow bag,
Sure.
not dirt, just soil, and also I add stuff to it to make sure you perlite and all stuff to make sure there's enough moisture that goes through. Outstanding, never had a problem. But this year I wanted to see if I could do it with spinach. Outstanding.
Yeah.
You got to make sure it's in a shaded area. You got to make sure it's you got to make it moist all the time, because it's going to dry out because it's in a bag. But I didn't know it was going to work, because spinach just bolts.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys grow spinach?
Yeah. In fact, I have the one bed that's got spinach. So it's spinach and lettuce and cabbage and peas, I think, all in the same bed right now, and they're all doing great.
Yeah, I gotta see what I like about Scott. What you have is with your beds, you have the hoops.
Yep.
And so, like, if you see those moths flying around, a cabbage, do you close them?
Yeah. So I have my 4 foot by 8 foot beds, and I keep my hoops, my cattle panel hoops, over the beds almost year round. And then, depending on what time of year it is, I've got the row cover fabric that I'll throw over, if like when I'm starting the seeds and I don't want anything eating those seedlings, I'll put the row cover fabric over it. Today, I swapped out and I put plastic over the hoops where I've got my tomato plants to try to warm them. I'll put a netting over. Last year, the deer discovered my garden, so they were eating my zucchini leaves. So I had to cover that bed with bird netting. And then at the peak of the summer, I put up shade cloth. And, so I just am putting a different cover as needed, depending on what's happening. And you're right. I did a video a couple years ago where I showed that I had the row cover fabric over the bed and had 0 pest damage. And it was the broccoli and the spinach and the chard and all those plants. Absolutely no problem with the cover on place.
Yeah, I think it's just a great idea doing it. I mean, Dan, you should think about doing something like that too.
Mhm.
Just because all the dairy you have a lot of dairy in your area.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking of Living Traditions Homestead did a really cool like double fence type of thing, because while deer can jump very high, they have weird things about depth perception. So if you got 2 fences, they get all discombobulated. They won't try it.
Yeah.
Plus, it'll be a good chicken moat. Let my chickens go around the garden, but not in the garden. So that's my thought.
I have raised beds, and at my last garden, I had just a single fence, and it was only about 3.5 feet high, and the deer could easily jump that fence. But the raised beds were just on the other side of that fence, and the same thing. They wouldn't jump that little fence because the only place they could land is the pathway between the raised beds, and they just won't take that chance. So
Yep.
In the open areas, yeah, you're exactly right. The double fence is very effective, but you don't need a big fence and a long fence if you just put a fence around, assuming you're doing raised beds or containers, and that's worked really well for me.
Now, what's the cheapest when you're doing a bed? What do you think is the cheapest way you could start off? Because wood's so expensive. You go to Home Depot or something like that, you're talking about over, I don't know, probably $300 with the wood and the soil.
The cheapest way is to just take your grass clippings and take hopefully homemade compost and just mound it into your native soil. Just amend your native soil with whatever organic matter you can get, and then just make a mound. And you've created a raised bed with improved soil in that one spot. Years and years ago, I did a big open garden with the tiller, and I amended everything. And then the pathways are all good amended soil, and you just don't grow anything on the pathways. So from there, I transitioned to mounded beds. And then from there, once the budget allowed, I transitioned to raised beds made out of wood. But I've got some beds that, like my asparagus beds, are reclaimed wood. I had an old deck that I tore down, and I just used all the joists from underneath that deck to create beds. So those beds cost nothing because I used all of my own organic matter to improve the soil. So you don't have to go buy brand new wood if you've got a source for repurposed wood.
Now, have you ever had like an injury that kept you out of the garden or stopping you from doing what you wanted to get done?
Yeah, I've got a bad back, and there's been a couple times that I wasn't wearing my brace and I did something, and it's the kind of back that if I get an injury, I'm out of action for 3 or 4 or 5 days, like just having to recline in my chair and take Advil and heat and cold and all those kind of stuff. So I tried to do my best to prevent that, but it happens about, I'd say every other year or so. I'm out usually for about a week at a time.
I tell you, last year when I tore my Achilles tendon, and they go, well, no gardening this year.
Yeah.
You're not going to be jumping around doing anything for 9 months because it was a complete tear. And the guy said, the doctor goes, yeah, it looked like somebody just took a shotgun right to your Achilles and it blew up.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that, because that definitely sidelines you for a long time.
Yeah, it was a hard year last year. That's the reason why I do these singing videos, like channels. I got to put some kind of content out.
There you go. There you go. Something's better than nothing.
But I had my little containers outside my door over here. But it's not the same than going out and getting your hands all dirty and seeing what your soil is.
Yeah.
And, you know, talking about Danny, I think she should start taking her ibuprofen right now because she's in for a week.
You assume I haven't already.
Now, you have a Danny, you have a bad back too, right? Or a knee, wasn't it?
I have double hip bursitis.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so in both my hips and apparently under the glutes, there are more, and those are also now swollen. I've got grade 2 tendonitis and soft. You know, I remember the days when I had 2 good knees, and then I had the bad knee and the good knee, and now I have the bad knee and the worst knee, and the warranty expires at 30, and it just goes from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you got to just, you know, you got to sing out the pain. That's all. When you do your theater stuff, you got to take it out. You know, your voice and make you feel better. What play are you doing, Danny? Too? Or are you working on something?
Right now, I am actually not. We just wrapped Matilda, the first show I've ever directed. Last night we did a retirement celebration for my high school music teacher. And so I got to sing a solo with like trading off solos with a girl that I graduated with with the song "For Good" from Wicked. So we got to sing that, and mostly we cried through it and made our teacher cry. And I'm taking a break from theater for the summer, where my theater group's doing Avenue Q, but I'm taking a break because I have a garden to build and a house to fix and lots of videos to make.
Yeah, I understand what you say. When you sing, people cry. Same thing with me. When I sing, I break windows. My son says, Dad, when you sing happy birthday, stop. It's not good. Anyway.
I put myself in, I'm community theater good. That's my limit.
So let me show everybody what Gardner Scott's YouTube page is. Let me just show you what's going on in his channel. So here we go. One app to rule them all. Tomatoes.
Yeah, I work with the Planter app folks, and it's a really small company, a really good garden planning app. And so I was in Connecticut last month and met up with the primary team, and so that's the video that we talk about what they're doing with that gardening app and the improvements, and then it's a discussion, because they've taken a lot of my ideas and put them into the app, and then the brainstorming session that we had was really pretty incredible.
It's amazing what technology, what you have now, and how everybody can continue to grow with it.
Yeah,
literally grow. Tomatoes together. What is this about tomatoes in a raised bed?
And so I'm collaborating with Eli and Kate from In the Garden with Eli and Kate. And so we have a series of videos that we've been doing. I think this is the third one. She lives in Scotland and I live in Colorado. And so we are growing the same tomato varieties in our garden. And we started them from seed. And so we're tracking how the same varieties do in completely different regions with completely different weather.
You got raised garden bed designs. There you go.
Yeah. And so in that video, I show all the different beds I have, from the mounded beds that are just surrounded by logs, to metal beds, to concrete block beds, to wooden beds of all different types. And so that's kind of a tour of my garden with all the different beds of different designs that I grow in.
You know what's
You have a really great video from a couple of years ago, and I share this with people all the time. They ask about metal beds, and they're like, aren't those gonna like fry your plants? And I always go to the video where you actually were testing temperatures of all the different materials of the bed, and I always thought that was really cool.
Thanks. Yeah, I do that most years in the spring and summer just for myself. I talk about that in some of the videos where before I put tomatoes in the ground. In fact, that other video on great tomatoes, I talk about that I use the temperature of the soil as the determining factor of when I'm going to put my tomatoes in the ground. And a couple years ago, I noticed that the soil was the same. It didn't matter whether it was a raised bed that was made out of metal or wood or stone. The temperature is pretty consistent from one bed to the next. So that was kind of a surprise to me. And I'm glad you liked that video, because that's why I did it, because it was a surprise.
Now, when we see you, gardener Scott, you're a great teacher. Like, how did you start becoming a teacher? Like, how did you start like writing stuff on paper and organizing things and knowing how to talk about it and how to teach it? Like,
well, and so I really got my channel started about 10 years ago. I was a master gardener. I'd gone through all the master gardener training. I had a blog, and I thought, I'll make some videos. And I really didn't make that many videos, just a few. And it's been almost 10 years ago now, I was hired for a school garden development program, 24,000 square feet of garden space, a 42-foot dome greenhouse, and there was nothing there. I had to start from scratch. So I turned to YouTube for information, like a lot of people do, and I discovered a lot of just incorrect, flat out wrong information a lot of time. And so I was working at the school. I was a master gardener. I have a background as an instructor pilot in the Air Force. And so it's like, I got to start making videos and show people that you can do it, but do it right. And I started by watching some of those videos that was just incorrect information. And that's what gave me an idea. I'm going to make that same video, but I'm going to do 7 tips of how to make it work right. And so that's how I kind of started developing the ideas for the videos, was to observe what was out there already that needed to be better. And then when I moved into this house I'm in now about 3.5 years ago, I decided to just document the entire process. And so I've got how to plant a garden, how to build a garden bed, how to fill a garden bed. And now at this point, I'm up to showing you what my garden looks like all the raised beds in that video that I've developed over the last 3 years. And so I try to be practical. I try to make my videos based on what other gardeners are doing. And then with my background as a master gardener, instructing classes here locally, and then the Air Force instructing people how to fly, the rest just kind of comes naturally at this point, because I've been doing it for so long.
Well, I know I appreciate it. And I know a lot of people do, because it's organized. It's not just like a whole mess of things put together. Everything has a reason.
Yeah, there's a lot of channels out there, some very popular channels where the person is just sitting there and talking for 12 minutes or 15 minutes. And sometimes it rambles, and sometimes it has a point, and sometimes you learn something, and sometimes you don't. And I sit down before every video and I plan it out. I know exactly what points I'm planning to make and what I'm going to say about those points, because I just don't like the idea of wasting people's time and, trying to make the information worthwhile. If you're going to watch a video, might as well be as worthwhile as I can make it.
So all those YouTubers out there, if you're planning something, have a plan.
That's
It's
right.
funny when you go to a live and all of a sudden 2 minutes in, nobody came up on my screen. Then all of a sudden somebody comes up, hey, what do you want to talk about today? It's like, why did you even go on? It's like just wasting your time, and you see it all the time. Have a reason why you're going to go on.
Absolutely. I think it's easier, honestly. I've tried to just sit there and talk, and I do it in my Monday live stream where I sit and talk for 90 minutes, but I answer questions and I have a plan in place, because if you just sit down and start the camera rolling, very few people can actually come up with a coherent conversation without at least having some thoughts in their mind before they turn the camera on.
Yeah. I mean, I started out as a very educational gardening channel. Like, hey, here's, 6 really great tips for growing blueberries and things like that. And I did kind of morph into partially like a sort of vlog channel, especially this last year where I haven't really had a garden or growing space. So I've been kind of like, here's the little bit of gardening I can do while I'm getting ready for this. But I'm really excited now because I've got over a half-acre space that I've got to garden in, and I am going to fill it with things, but it's going to be very methodical. And here's a couple of beds this year, and then we're going to branch out into this section, and then we're going to add this. So it's going to be very methodical, and it's going to grow over years to get where it needs to be, because trying to do it all at once obviously is very overwhelming and not really realistic. But
unless you hire somebody and pay a lot of money to come in and have them set it all up for you all at once. I agree with your process. That's what I'm doing. Just whatever you can do. And then next year you do a little bit more. And then the year after that, you do a little bit more. And before you know it, it's been 10 years and you're living in a beautiful garden space that's exactly the way you want it to be.
Yep.
I know another cue. Don't start your garden and grow like 5,000 pepper plants. Don't grow what you guys are going to eat. That's very important. Don't if you don't like kale, don't grow it if you're not going to eat it. You're just wasting your time. I know one thing. When I expand my garden, I want to do have fruit trees.
I'm planting fruit trees and berry bushes, and all my dreams come true.
Well, and so I developed my plan for where my beds were going to go and where my little mini orchard was going to go. And I actually put in my fruit bushes and my fruit trees months before I put in any of my vegetable beds, because they take so long to get established. And so I spent a lot of time figuring out where the trees were going to go. And I'm hoping this year to actually have fruit for the first time. This will be year 3. But think about that. If you could figure out where you want to put your fruit bushes and trees, go ahead and do it as soon as you can. And then the rest will catch up around it.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to have some goats come in and clear out, when I can eventually get goats, I'm going to have them come in and clear out the area. And I figured out basically where I'm not going to have a lot of trees, but I'm thinking like 4 or 5 apple trees, a couple of pear trees. I want to make sure we get good pollination. No stone fruits because the goats, not a good thing for them. But pears and apples, that's really all I want. And then a whole mess of blueberries. Nice. And blackberries I'm growing along the fence for the goats, goat pasture, so that they can munch through and maintain it on one side. And then I only have to maintain the other side.
Nice.
So I'm trying to plan it out. And then the fruit trees and the blueberries will be up. And I'm going to run not going to put the blueberries in with the trees, but around the trees is going to be fenced, and I'm going to run some ducks in there.
Nice. Those ducks will take care of all those snails and slugs. Is that why you're doing it?
Yep.
So,
I've been planning this for many years and thinking I would never get there.
Good, good.
Gardener Scott, what kind of fruit trees do you have?
So I have about a dozen trees that are, I take it back. I've got 14 because I thought 2 of them were dead and I bought replacements and they actually survived. So I dug up what I thought were dead and put them into other areas and pruned them, and they're actually doing pretty well. So about half of them are apple trees, and specifically the majority of those are cider apple trees. So I want to make apple cider, and I've got, I think, 4 or 5 different cider apple varieties for that purpose. And then I've got a couple
varieties. What are good cider varieties?
And so there are dozens and dozens. In fact, Fedco is a good tree company up in your neck of the woods there, Danny. And just check out their catalog. And they've got probably 4 pages in their catalog of the cider apple tree varieties. And so I've chosen a few different varieties of those. And then I also have some pear trees, and I got some plum trees, and one of the trees that I think is a lost cause is a Japanese plum. But those are the 3 primary ones that I'm doing, are apple, pear, and plum. They do best here in Colorado.
Now, are they dwarf fruit trees?
They're actually semi-dwarf, and I'm pruning them to shape right now, and they'll end up being probably 10 feet tall. They don't get much bigger than that. The actual semi-dwarf trees can get bigger than that, but in my terrible soil and in my harsh winters and short season, most semi-dwarfs are about 10 feet at maturity, and that's perfect for me to manage and harvest.
I'm looking forward to my son getting a little bit taller so he can reach the stuff and do stuff in the house. And hey, it'd be perfect time for fruit trees. My son is 5'8" now. He's in 7th grade.
Wow.
So next year he'll be taller than me, hopefully. So it's like, I can't reach that, Joe. You go ahead and do it. There you go. Sucker. That's sad. It's terrible saying that. But yeah, I have short arms. I can't reach a lot of things. So I always got worried about a fruit tree because you got to grow things out, not up. So.
Yeah. And I'll take my ladder out and prune the top when the trees start getting to that size. I'll prune the top of the tree just to try to keep it manageable so that it can be harvested without a ladder.
That's awesome. What else? You know what? Let's go over some tomato diseases and see what you think of some of these pictures of these tomatoes. Let me see. Does anybody ever see a tomato like that before?
Looks like cat facing, and then it also looks like some insect damage of some type.
You know,
is that early blight that's on the
sheet? Yep.
The stem and the leaves.
Yep, that's early blight.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But at the very base, see how it's like where the end is. Oh no, I guess that's the bottom there. Yeah. Cat facing has that same appearance, but that individual shape shows that it's either a virus or a bacteria typically that causes that.
You know, what a lot of gardeners don't know is what actually is a disease when it starts coming in a plant, and you know, could you still eat it? Can you not eat it? You know, those kind of things. And because people just look at tomatoes too and like, oh, look, continue growing it. A lot of things you should just pull the plant out. You know, you have late blight, just pull it out.
Yeah, if it's a virus or a bacteria disease, it has the potential to spread to other plants.
Yep, exactly.
And as soon as you identify it, don't even try to save it. Just get rid of it, and don't throw it in the compost, especially the the bacterial and virus, if it's reached the point where it can contaminate another plant, it often, unless it's really, really, really hot in your compost pile, if you use that compost, you're just spreading it to other beds.
So check out this. This is late blight. You can tell right over here.
Oh yeah.
But you could, that's, if you see anything black, pull it out, pull a plant out.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to, now, do you grow a lot of determinate varieties of tomatoes?
I don't. I primarily grow indeterminate cherry tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
They do pretty well for me, but this year I'm going to be growing a few determinate paste tomatoes, just because I want to get a nice big harvest and make some sauces and pastes. But I'm mostly indeterminate.
You know, sometimes people want to grow those huge beefsteak tomatoes, but they take too long.
Yeah.
And if you have a short growing season, what are you doing? You know, you just got to pull them and just put them on your counter for a while. But you know, your taste is not the same. How about this? You get this little hole in your tomato, and it's always on the other side where you can never take a good look. It looks like a great tomato on one side, and you look at the other side, you're like, oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, that, you know, and you're right. Those are the kind that you might think it's like a caterpillar eating it. And if you just cut, you know, let it grow and then cut out that hole, you can eat it, but it's not going to taste at all like you're expecting.
Oh, this is disgusting. Look at the leaves up here.
That plant should have been pulled weeks ago.
Oh, here's a good one.
Yeah.
So you can tell right here of the leaf. This is bacteria spot, is it? Bacteria.
Yeah, and so that's a good, if it looks like it's been shot by a shotgun, then that's a real good indicator like of those bacterial spots. And it's the nice circular appearance on the leaf. Often they'll have like an aura around it, and yeah, just get rid of it. So now sometimes, like some of these bacterial ones, if you catch it early enough, you might be able to prune off the branches, and you might keep it from spreading. So if it's early in the season, you might have a chance of saving the plant, but later in the season, especially like with late blight, it's already got the whole plant, and it's not even worth saving at that point.
And there's one thing too. If you start getting diseases on your plants, bring a bucket of soapy water, because after you touch that, you got to clean your hands.
Yeah.
So that's
and the same with pruners. You know, if you're attempting to save the plant and you're pruning out some of those branches, you need to disinfect your pruning shears after the cut as well.
So. Oh, this reminds me after you get like a little frost or something like that, and everything gets all. Ugh. I have no idea what that even is.
No, I don't recognize that one.
That reminds me just after like a frost and everything gets all
gets soft and liquefies from the inside out.
See, this is little caterpillar damage, isn't it? Bug damage eating away.
Well, there's a couple things. You know, I see things like that appear, and sometimes it's bacterial after like a hailstorm. We have a lot of hailstorms here in Colorado, and so if you have something that damages the skin, then you might actually have a bacteria that sets in after that. So.
See, that's what's great about having your bed garden, Scott, because if you have bad weather coming, close it up.
Exactly.
And then you don't have to worry about any kind of damage from hail.
Yeah.
That saves you a lot of time.
I'm going to duck away for just a minute. Mala is howling and trying to tell me something, so I'll be right back.
That's some nasty looking tomatoes, wasn't it?
Yeah. I remember that I wasn't expecting a frost, and I had some late season tomatoes. I wasn't expecting there to be a frost, so I'm like, next morning, I'm like, all right, well, I may as well pick them. I'll bring them inside. I'll put them on the window. Maybe they'll still ripen up. They did not. They just, within a day or so, they looked beautiful. They were nice and firm, and then just, bleh.
You know, after seeing food forest permaculture, if you have the right soil and you know the right setup for your garden, a lot of these you don't get these diseases as often.
You know, I completely agree with you. I don't have a disease problem in my garden because all my tomatoes and peppers I grow from seed myself. I make all my potting mix from sterile organic mixes, and if it's something that has the potential for creating a disease, I just don't bring it in my garden. So I'm not buying plants and bringing them in. And so because it's kind of all self-enclosed and it's my own little gardening world, I don't have diseases really other than like powdery mildew, which blows in. So I've got some fungal diseases that blow in on the wind because the spores are blowing, but I really don't have any of the virus or the bacterial problems because I've got good, healthy soil and the plants are strong. There's a video out there, I forget who did it, but it's a professor from one of the universities in the horticulture department. And he talks about how a healthy plant doesn't get disease. And the best way to have a healthy plant is to have healthy soil. And if you follow that basic idea, whether it's permaculture or not, you can really limit the disease problems you have in your garden.
Well, it's the bugs. They drown. They take a big thing, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, I'm drowning. I'm drowning. Yeah, that was so good, but I'm drowning. Because they have the right, everything's made up to plant in the right way. It's a healthy plant. Yeah. Less bugs, less pressure. Everything else is good. So that is awesome. Thank you, everybody, for coming in and coming in today. I appreciate it. I tell you what, when you do these live shows, it's so hard to read the chat and at the same time. I know a lot of your lives, you could have 200, 300 people, somewhere around there. And I'm like, well, that's pretty impressive. They start getting better, watching it and stuff like that. But yeah. So when do you do your live shows?
Where do I do them? Is what you asked?
No, when do you do them?
When do I do them? So I do them on Mondays. And I do it at 11 a.m. Eastern time. That's 9 a.m. Mountain time for me. And I do it every Monday. I think I usually take 2 Mondays off over the course of the year. So it's a regular activity. Every Monday, work together for a particular topic. I like to start with the topic. So like tomorrow's topic will be on harvesting your vegetables, and we'll give some tips on harvesting. And then like you're talking about the comments, I'll then take the questions as they appear and give it the answers to as many questions as I can over the course of the 90 minutes is how long my live stream is.
Now, when you have your peas, what do you do when you're done with your peas? Do you put all the vines in the ground? Do you just take them out and put them in your compost pile?
And so I do succession planting. In fact, I just put in some zucchini seeds where my peas are. And so the peas are getting ready to harvest. And so I'll go ahead and put in a new plant in that pea bed. It's zucchini. And then I'll harvest, and I usually just cut off the plant. I like to leave roots in the ground as much as possible to benefit the soil. And especially if it's a legume, chances are a pea plant has already used up all the nitrogen that was in the nodules on the roots. But there's a chance there might still be some nitrogen left in those roots. So especially with the legumes and plants like peas and beans, I'll just cut them off at the surface, put the plant in my compost pile, and then I've already got another plant growing because I started the seeds a couple weeks before harvest time.
And Danny, you're free to say anything you want anytime. Just want to let you know.
I'm just listening.
I just wanted to make sure I'm not cutting you off or anything.
No, I'm just listening in.
So with zucchini, and you started getting the powdery mildew. Now, do you do you write notes down? Like during my season, I start getting powdery mildew around this time.
I have done that. Powdery mildew tends to happen for me usually in late August or early September. But the thing that causes the powdery mildew is poor air circulation. And I, in recent years, have done a lot more pruning on my cucumbers and my squashes. And so I don't have a big powdery mildew problem, not so much that it really affects the plants. And if I see it that the branch is dying back, I'll just prune it off. And often that's enough to help keep it at bay. I have done milk treatments before where you take milk and dilute it in water and spray it. Or you can use baking soda and spray that on your plants. But I don't have a bad enough problem with powdery mildew that I'm basically a lazy gardener. So if I can get by without doing all those treatments and it's harvest time, my season is so short that about the time I'm treating the powdery mildew and trying to get rid of it is about the time we get our first frost. And then I don't have to worry about powdery mildew anymore.
Now, living in Colorado, your temperature could be 90 degrees one day, 20 degrees the next.
Yeah.
Do you see
That sounds like New England too.
Yeah. Do you see different kind of bugs coming into your area with global warming happening?
So yes and no. And so I have bird houses to attract the birds. I've got herbs and flowers and grasses to attract the predatory insects. And so I'll see aphids show up, but then the ladybugs and the lacewings show up right after that. And, I might have some other pests that show up, but then the praying mantis is there to deal with it. And so I don't have a big insect pest problem because I have a pretty balanced ecosystem now going into this fourth year already. If you just plant a variety of plants in the same bed, that works pretty well. And I use turnips as a magnet crop to attract some of those pests. And once I see those pests on my turnips, then I'll pluck them off or I'll squish them. But in pretty short order, a predator shows up. And that's kind of the way I garden. When I was at the school garden, I did see harlequin bugs show up one year, and just a huge infestation. It was in our second year. And so I just planted more herbs, more flowers, and more grasses, and we never had a harlequin bug problem again because the predators were taking care of them.
Hey, life in the soil, everything takes care of itself. Everything is a whirlwind.
Yeah. I made a video once all about what to plant to attract, what type of predator bugs in, like, soldier flies and lacewings, and yeah. It was a good video, but it didn't get much traction. They're like, we don't care about the bugs. You should care about the bugs.
You should. I'll have to check out your video because I'm a big believer that's an easy way to garden because you don't have to deal with the pests. You put the plants in and the predators take care of all the bugs that you would normally spend time dealing with.
Yep.
Now, what I'm worried about is the Chinese lanternfly, which you don't have out there, but we do have on the East Coast. And Dan, you haven't seen it up north yet, right? I
did not see my first lanternfly until I went to Homesteaders of America, and they were everywhere. I was sitting down to lunch, and this lady next to me was like, "Oh, look at this pretty bug. It opened its wing. It looked all brown. It opened its wings, and it was red and spotted." And I went, "Squish it." And she's like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Just squish it." And she did. And then I'm like, "Okay, so here's all the information." And she's like, "Oh my God, I will squish everyone that I ever see." And I must have killed about 50 that weekend. We were actually on the Facebook group for Homesteaders of America, and people were going, "How many lanternflies did you get today?" And we were just out there hunting. And I stopped halfway home at a car wash. I scrubbed the wheels of my car in case. Yeah.
So when my son was going through cancer, right? They said, we just found out about this fly. If you see it, kill it no matter what. So we went to Philly, and that's where it pretty much all started off. And we're at the hospital, walking to the hospital. Hey, look at that beautiful fly. That's the lanternfly. I seen him. And we said we're all starting to step on them. There were thousands and thousands of thousands all over the hospital.
Mhm.
We went into the 7th floor, and they have an outdoor area too, all infested. 7th floor. Like, how did they get there?
Wow.
Last year,
They're beautiful, but ugh.
they're all over the place at Rutgers games. So they're not even on wood. They're on concrete inside in the stadium, all over the seats, all over the place. Thousands of them. And so I have no idea. I heard they die very easy, but they multiply extremely fast.
Yeah.
And they eat wood. Those woods, they totally turn black. And now I seen it last year. Well, I seen it this year after looking at my yard last year because I didn't go back there. And I'm like, wow, look all the damage over here. Everything outlined in my whole garden, it was all dark. All pulled up.
Wow.
And I'm worried about that this year. I'm really because I don't know what could, say bye-bye to them. Hey, we're going to come after you, So,
that's too bad. I'm glad, I'm glad we don't have that here, and I hope it never makes it here. But have you looked into traps and setting traps for trying to keep your garden safe from that and other pests? Traps often work for a lot of those kind of pests.
No, I haven't done the trap thing yet because I've been using ladybugs, and every single year I get thousands of ladybugs, and I get praying mantis. And over time, I'm expecting, after you do 10 years worth of 10 eggs of, probably about 50 eggs worth of praying mantis. Sooner or later, they're going to come into your garden. They're making it.
You got to be careful with the praying mantis type that you get, though.
They'll eat the good insects too.
Yeah.
You want
when I order praying mantis, I always make sure I'm ordering the Carolina mantis, not the Chinese.
Yep. So the other thing I know is, man, I'm just praying okay, no lantern flies this year. Whoop, whoop. That guy, James Perugini, or the Jersey guy, he lives about 15 minutes from me. His yard was infested, he said. And so you're supposed to go by the eggs. They leave a little shelling on a tray, and you're supposed to just, scrape it off. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Because you don't see that beyond what he usually has,
Yeah.
You just see perfect garden. For everybody that just came on in, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for coming on in. We have 81 people on the chat, and good. I just want to say we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Hello to everybody. Glad you're here.
So, that's great about living in Colorado too. You might have a shorter growing season, but the bug you put so much time into the garden, and all of a sudden you see it attacked by the deer, or by the groundhog, or this or that, and you're like, oh, is it worth it? And definitely the answer is worth it. You just got to figure it out.
Yeah, it's always worth it. It's just how much effort you need to take. And if you figure it out, like I said, I'm a lazy gardener. So I spend a lot of time figuring out how to deal with the rabbits and the gophers and the deer and the insects that I do have. And once you get them under control, the rest is relatively easy. It just can be a lot of work to get it under control.
Well, I'm getting next year. I expect to have eight above ground. I'm going to call them houses because I want to make sure I protect them. I want to start growing in March.
Okay, nice.
Outside where it's okay. You know what? If I need a little kind of heater. Now, do you have anything heated related?
Well, sort of. So in my greenhouse, I've got water to help hold the heat during the cold days and cold nights that we've been having and that are to come. And so I've reached a point, I'm at about 250 gallons of water in my greenhouse. I did a video on that last month talking about how that whole system works. And it's working pretty well. It's keeping my greenhouse 10 to 15 degrees warmer at night. And then it also helps keep the greenhouse a little cooler during the day because the water is absorbing a lot of that heat as it builds up in the greenhouse. And so, I still need ventilation during the day, but that's the only heating system I have right now in the greenhouse. It sets so far away from my house that running an electrical line out there just isn't an option right now. I am looking into setting up some solar panels and maybe set up a battery in a sequence of batteries in the back of the greenhouse. So the solar panels would charge up the batteries during the day and then have a little bit of supplemental heat at night. So I am looking into that possibly for this winter.
I like a whole bunch of stuff's going through my mind right now. Like, okay,
Right.
Isn't it? It's like,
Well, it's one of those things that's like anything with gardening. If you learn the right information, the sky's the limit. We had an RV a number of years ago, and we'd go around, and my wife liked to do wilderness camping, where you're not going to a campground and plugging in. You have to, live off the batteries for however long you're going to be there. And so I learned all about solar panels, charging up batteries as part of doing an RV. And it's the same process in a greenhouse. I'm going to set up the same system that an RV has for charging up the batteries. I'm just going to charge it up in my greenhouse and then use the battery system to run some lights and heat.
See, I knew about using like big barrels of water, painted black and all of that to, absorb, to give heat overnight. But I didn't even think about the other side of it, of the cooling effect from the heat going in the first place. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really moderated. I did a video last year, like that bed video you were talking about, and I was measuring the daytime temperature and the nighttime temperature and how quickly the greenhouse heats up and then how quickly the greenhouse cools down. And that water has just moderated it incredibly well.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking at my new property, I might actually dig down a couple feet and then do, that, and then have the water in there. So you've got some insulation, what they call it, wallapini.
Wallapini, exactly. I've got
That's what I'd like to do. I'd like to try that.
Yeah, a friend here in Colorado Springs gardens like that. He's got a wallapini. I want to say it's 25 feet long, and he grows in it almost year round.
That's amazing. I love it. It's always good to learn something new.
There's so many cool things out there that you can do that just.
Well, it's time wise, and also you don't want to say, "Oh man, that didn't work for me." I wasted all this time, money, and all of a sudden, that was a terrible idea.
Well, if it doesn't work for me, then I just take the thing off and I push all the dirt in, and now I have some really nicely tilled ground and throw some plants in it.
There you go.
I'll be good.
So true. So true. So at 8:00, which is about right now, if you have a question, make sure it's all in caps. So we're going to go through the chat and just make sure it's all in caps so we can see it. So it's time for the glasses, Garden Scott.
There you go.
This is really dirty. I tell you what, after you turn 50, you got to get a pair of these.
Well, I'm 41 and I'm thinking I need a pair of them anyway.
So why Family Farm? Courtney says, what do you think about putting aspirin on your tomatoes?
So aspirin is one of those things. So there's a lot of things that people put on their tomatoes that I think are a waste of time. Like Epsom salts. Most soil has enough magnesium and it has enough sulfur. Then the Epsom salts are not in a usable form for the plants, so it's a waste of time. And eggshells, same kind of thing. The calcium is not usable for the plants to use. But I've actually read some university studies on aspirin, and it has shown that aspirin, for the right reasons, usually it's associated with a potential disease that might be attacking your tomatoes. But aspirin, what is it? That's not salicylic acid. What kind of acid is aspirin? I forget. But anyway, yes, there are studies that show that aspirin can have a beneficial effect on your tomatoes.
I laugh when people come up with the Viagra thing. Like, you want to grow big tomatoes? Put Viagra on your tomatoes. No, I want to know who actually did that video. Grow big and go home takes words to a different level.
That's right.
Any advice? So, Sweet Pea Sid's inspirations. Hi, Sid. She says, any advice on growing an olive tree?
Olive trees are a Mediterranean plant. And so if you live in a region that has similar climate to the Mediterranean, southern Italy and France and all the places where olive trees are growing throughout the Middle East, then you can probably find a variety to grow. And that's the advice, is find a variety that matches your climate. There are no olive tree varieties that can be grown in Colorado. So I don't even attempt it because I looked into it and found out that it's a waste of time for me to grow it. So just match, and this holds true for all trees, match the tree to your climate and you'll have better success.
So Wide Family Farm says, does milk help with powdery mildew?
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier when I was talking about having done that, actually diluted milk sprayed on the leaves. And that's another one. There are studies that actually show that milk has antifungal properties. And if you spray it at the right time in the right dilution, it can have an effect. The problem is that when there's a university study and they try 5 different methods and they find that one that works, if we're just going out and mixing milk in water, and I think it's about a 20% milk solution showed that it had some antifungal properties. But it can work. This is one of those to experiment with, and you might find the right concoction that will help with your powdery mildew.
So Juby says, any tips on blueberries in containers or overwintering in zone 7A, 7B?
Yeah, it should actually work pretty well. I attempted to overwinter blueberries here in my 5B garden, and one made it through the winter and one didn't. And so zone 6 is about the cutoff for comfortable overwintering. And so as long as it's a big pot, you should probably have no issues. If it's going to get really cold, and so the zone 7 can get down to -5 Fahrenheit. And if you're going to have a day that's colder than that, you might throw some bubble wrap around the plant or cover it in hay or something just to help insulate it a little bit. But it should work pretty well in zone 7. So
yeah, I've pulled them into my garage. I've pulled them into my garage and just, kept them in for a day or so.
And then you put them back out and everything's good.
Yeah, general tip for blueberries is make sure you've got more than one variety because you're going to get better pollination, you're going to get better fruit. And also check those varieties because you don't want to get an early season flowering plant and a late season, because then that's not going to help. So match your seasons, get two different kinds.
Excellent point.
So Juby said salicylic acid is
salicylic
oh my
acid.
God, now I can't say it now.
There you go.
Salicylic acid. Thank you, Jujube.
Salicylic.
Jujube. I'm thinking that's Jujube 24/7.
Yep, that's Juliana. She's a great supporter, that's for sure. So Zombie Prepper says, so how about Tums or Rolaids, calcium enriched for end rot?
And so the same as the thing with eggshells, Tums and Rolaids are not in the usable form for plants. And so it's wasting money. But also blossom end rot is a calcium deficiency in the tomato fruit. But there's a calcium in every soil on the planet. It's most often caused because the soil dries out or the soil is too wet. And that's what happens. The plant roots can't absorb the calcium that's already in the soil. And so the best thing to do for blossom end rot is just watch how you water and try to have consistent watering with moist soil, and then you won't see blossom end rot.
So I love to crochet. She said, how to repair soil. We have black walnuts.
And so the concern is probably the juglone. So black walnuts can secrete a chemical called juglone, and it's allelopathic, which means that it can stop other plants from growing in that spot. But I've read some studies on juglone in the soil, and it dissipates very quickly in the soil. And so in 6 months to a year, it should not be a problem whatsoever. So if you've got black walnut trees that you cut down and you want to put a garden in, just give it some time, and the bacteria and the rainfall should take care of that juglone problem. And then amend it with soil, with compost and plant, and it should be ready to go.
So Laura says, does alfalfa pellets stimulate growth?
Potentially. So alfalfa pellets are high or alfalfa is high in nitrogen. And so alfalfa pellets in the garden, you're putting that alfalfa, which is a nitrogen-rich organic material. And so that can stimulate plants as a nitrogen source if your soil is deficient in nitrogen. I think it's better to use it as a nitrogen boost in your compost pile. And you can get a really fast, hot pile by putting alfalfa pellets in it. And then you put the compost in your soil, and compost is a more balanced source of nutrients.
So Jajubi, she said she has a 20-gallon tote. She's in 7B, but on a border of 7A, or garage detached. Thanks.
Okay.
So let's see what else. Welcome to we had a lot of newcomers come in today. I appreciate you guys coming on, and we do this every single Sunday. It's called Sunday Funday.
I'm having fun.
This is awesome.
I've been missing so much of these because I had all my theater rehearsals, and they're all Sundays. So I'm excited to be back for a while.
Yeah, it's good to see. It's good to see you. It's like, sorry, Joe, I can't make it.
I know. Every week it's like, I'm sorry. But I try to give you shout outs on my channel and stuff like that when I can.
No, I appreciate it. You know,
especially now that Facebook has gone kaboom. So
you know,
that
when
was
I'm sorry. When I started this channel, I grew I had a big circle. What do I want it to be? And I'm like, well, if you were a family in the Midwest or wherever you are, what do people do? I grew up with my grandmother crocheting. Some of the best times of my life was watching baseball games, crocheting with her, doing some things.
Nice.
I'm like, you know, I had a big thing, was all gardening and things like that. Then I'm like, well, cooking. I never got into cooking, but that's going to be sometime or another, I guess, in the winter more.
Start cooking with what you harvest. That's an easy way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have too many zucchini, so you learn how to cook zucchini. That's an easy start. I
know Gail Southern Living has each week she's doing a video on zucchini. You know, it's great. You could do 30 days of zucchini. You know, I mean, there's a lot of zucchini are great. I love zucchini on a grill. How do you like your zucchini?
I was just thinking that I've tried zucchini a whole bunch of different ways, and it comes down to just a couple. So I love making zucchini bread, and I love it grilled. And during the season, I pretty much am doing my zucchini either grilled most nights of the week, and then I'll shred it and make zucchini bread.
I love to make my oven baked ratatouille dish. It's like my favorite thing because I can grow every component in the garden. The rosemary, the only thing that I can't grow, the olive oil and salt. But I've thought about growing colt's foot and seeing how that is as a salt
Interesting.
to put in there. But it's got tomatoes, onions, garlic, summer squash, zucchini, the eggplant. I grow it all and throw it in there. And I'm like, everything in this wonderful hearty dish came from my yard.
Yeah, that's nice.
Great feeling.
I think I saw Feathered Friends Homestead, I think it was, makes chocolate zucchini bread. And I do that. Not the chocolate bread, but I'll put chocolate chips in my zucchini bread. And that's pretty good.
Good.
With all these homesteading channels here, I can imagine making a book just on zucchini.
Yeah.
I bet we could.
It'd be like, 200 recipes of zucchini.
Well, and so one of the things that I started doing, and I did a video last year, I have a freeze dryer now. And so I have a video on freeze drying zucchini. And what I did last year and just loved was to cut the zucchini into just little 1-inch cubes and freeze dry it. And it's a snack. It's a delicious snack. So I just would have bowls of freeze dried zucchini and going in and out, get a little hungry and just grab a handful of freeze dried zucchini. And it was really tasty. And I freeze dried shredded zucchini so that I could reconstitute it to make zucchini bread. And so I was making zucchini bread in December from the shredded zucchini that I had freeze dried. And I like that better than most of us will freeze shredded zucchini, and it just doesn't come out the same. But the freeze dried shredded zucchini actually was really good.
That would be, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say that would be really awesome because like normally by midsummer, you're trying to give away zucchini. Like, here, somebody take this. There's actually a holiday, August 8th, National Sneak a Zucchini Under Your Neighbor's Porch Day. And I celebrate it with relish. So
that's nice. That's nice.
An actual zucchini relish. No.
Jujubee says they want a freeze dryer now. So yeah, go check out I've got a couple freeze drying videos. I've got one that I'll be releasing here later, I think early next month, where I freeze dried cherry tomatoes, and same thing, just a wonderful snack. So yeah, you'll be seeing more. What's that?
Do you have the harvest right?
Yeah.
Someday. But this year I'm finally getting a dehydrator. So
there you go. And my greenhouse was the same way. It took me 20 years to budget to the point that I was able to get a greenhouse. And the freeze dryer is the same way. If you want it and you plan for it and you spend the time to make it happen, it can take years. That's what happened to me. It takes years to get to that point. But once you have it, oh man, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
It really is.
I'm starting out this year because I can't build my big greenhouse or my goat barn yet. So I'm building a barn out of pallets and making a cattle panel greenhouse.
There you go.
Start easy, and as you go, you can get better.
Yep.
Well, Scott, thank you so much for coming on today. Dan, do you have any other questions for Gardener Scott?
No, but I may reach out and have you be a guest on my channel too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
My Facebook just went from like 500 people to almost 300,000. So
nice.
I'm like, I'd love to get you on there, but other than that.
Yeah, you can send me a note. My email is gardenerscott@gardenerscott.com.
Cool.
And I'd love to do that.
See, there's never a stupid question.
Yeah. And Joe has a different email that I use for live streams and stuff like that. So I'm sure if you contact him, he'll share that email with you.
Cool beans.
So great to be here, Joe. I appreciate the invitation.
And so this week on your channel, what do you plan to do? Like, what's your plan this week?
Okay, so on my channel, I've got a couple videos that I'm going to be doing. I'm doing a 3-tiered garden fountain. So I'll show how I build the 3-tier garden fountain, And then I got a video coming up on mulch. I'm not sure if I'm going to release it this weekend or if I'll wait till next week to release that one. And then tomorrow on my live stream, I'll be talking about harvesting your plants at the right time and what to look for with tips on harvesting different things. That'll be 11 a.m. Eastern time at the Gardner Scott channel.
Awesome. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on again. And, it's always the little things in the growing season. And hopefully we helped some people out today with those little things. And
well, thanks for having me here, Joe. And it was nice to meet you, Danny.
Nice to meet you.
So, take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Wasn't that awesome?
That was really cool. I learned things.
Oh, look at the little doggy.
Yeah, Mia's bored. She's yawning, but I learned things. That was awesome.
So we're going to go to the wheel quick. We have the the everyday life, the OCD is Chick and Sandy, hands in the dirt. They are in the background. I see them, which is awesome. We're going to talk about their Wind Down Wednesday. And have you ever watched their Wind Down Wednesday?
My rehearsals are usually Wednesdays.
Yeah, I get it. So it's a good time to ask questions. I watch the replay a lot, and it always brings me a smile. But a lot of times wine does bring somebody a smile.
True.
Okay, let's get to the wheel quick and get these prizes. They're going to be on in 3 or 4 minutes, so we're going to make this really quick. And let's get the wheel. Let me shuffle a little bit. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Let me see what we have. Let me change my notes here. Make sure you guys email me any Venmo, PayPal, super stickers. Those are appreciated. The first thing we're going to give out is Lady Bird Loves made these. These are for autism awareness. So it's the stitch marker. Next up after that, we're going to give 2 of these crochet kits. They're Disney Princess, which is pretty cool. And if you could always choose seeds if you want them. So choose seeds. Just, just instead of me picking out something right now, just tell me what kind you want. And I'll pick something out. And then we got to yarn it. So we got that's what we're going to give away. Then we'll go to seeds and we'll get this going. So here's the stitch marker. Let me shuffle again. If you don't want the stitch marker, want seeds, choose seeds. If you want to give something to somebody else, give it to someone else. Makes it easy. Vineyard Chicks.
Aww.
I
love them. Aren't they the sweetest?
Oh, they are the best. I love them. I love their whole family. That's the way to grow up as a kid. I mean, jeez. I give so much credit to their parents, and I give all those credit for the girls listening to their parents. So, congratulations to Vineyard Chicks. You got 5 minutes to claim your prize. You got to be in alive to win. Okay, next thing is the Disney Princess. So we're giving these 2 away. I love the polka. You know what? I changed it up to rap and a whole bunch of other stuff. Everybody goes, go back to the polka. Go back to the polka.
The polka's iconic.
It's the show. It's the Polish in me. The Stock Explorer.
Right.
That's Nora. I love the Stock Explorer.
I have not been in her chats recently, but yeah.
So we're gonna get another one of those away. She is so supportive of everybody in her chat. What an amazing woman. Okay, Disney Princess, another one.
I feel like I'm behind on everybody's videos is what it is. Matilda that took a lot out.
And Scott, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. 98 people in the chat. Chris Shirey babies. Congratulations to Chris Shirey babies. You won a Disney princess. So, princess. So just to let you guys know that I've been so crazy busy. My getting everything organized for the Secret Santa for the Crochet Garden community has been non-existent. We are going to have I'm going to have a live this week to confirm people. So look forward to going live sometime in the middle of the week and starting to get that a lot more organized. So congratulations to Chris Shirey babies. I don't know if they are in the chat. We're being cold. We're getting really cold.
I'm going to grab my iPad and I'll keep an eye on chat, see when they pop in.
Put that over here. Okay, Anna Yarnett. Then we're going to go.
Oh, they are here. Chris Shirey babies is here.
Chris, this is what you want. Let us know if you want it. Let us know if you want it. You want to give it to someone else? Do you want seeds? Let us know, Chris. So this is for the Yarnet. Heidi S.
Heidi S. She won a green stock on my channel last year.
Did she really?
She did.
Some people just get so lucky. So congratulations to Heidi Yes. We are looking for Chris Shirey babies, what she wants to do with that. Give it to someone else. Well, you're going to give it to someone else. Let us know. If you want the Disney princess, Chris Shirey babies is going to pick you out in the chat. I'm putting all the pressure on her. So if you want the Disney princess, say something in the chat that you want it, because we got to go live in a second. So hurry, hurry, hurry. Say something fast, fast, fast. This is what I say when I'm growing my vegetables in my garden. Come on, hurry up. You know, when you sing to your plants and talk to your plants, they're supposed to listen. Richard says it does a little bit. Okay, Chris, pick somebody out. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Come on, pressure's on. So we're looking for Chris. We're looking for Chris. We're looking for Chris. Man, this week's gonna help me out in postage. You know, in the past, I have spent $120 on one Sunday Funday for postage.
Wow.
That's not including the gifts or anything like that.
Yeah, just in postage. That's bananas.
So I had to change things up because, you know, you can't keep on losing money in the chat. Doing these things.
Right.
Knit Pearl. Hey, Granny D. Congratulations to Granny D.
I don't think I've seen Heidi S pop up yet.
Let me see that. Look at Atina. Thank you guys for all the memberships. The memberships help out tremendously. Thank you so much. And congratulations to Granny D. Granny D, email me. Okay, let's get to our next guest. So this is really cool. I love their show. Did you get a chance to look at it?
No.
The Wind Down Wednesday?
No, not in a while. No, mostly OCD-ish chick. I see.
You see her all the time in the chat.
Yeah, in chats and things like that. But I haven't had time to keep up lately, and I feel terrible.
Hey, we all have lives, you know. We all got things to do. So, Okay. Well, here's Nikki.
Hey, everybody.
And here's Sandy. So, thank you guys for coming in so much. I really appreciate it.
Hello.
Thank you.
What's going
Stacy, we're on the Garden State Gardener Show.
Nikki.
Yay!
I can't believe it. I feel like we made it.
We made it. How you doing, Danny? You are wickedly awesome, sis.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
we have arrived. We are on the Garden State Gardener Show.
How about that? I made it, Mama.
So, talk about Wind Down Wednesday. What time do you go on? What do you guys talk about? Do you guys just totally get trashed?
Hey, see,
for the people that never followed you.
So Wind Down Wednesday comes on at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday, and it's basically just a outlet for gardeners, crocheters, preppers, whatever your genre is on YouTube. We all just come together and we have a good time. We have trivia, we have this or that. We talk
Mhm.
about a little bit of everything, and it's just a time for the grown people to come and just let our hair down, and we always just have a really really good time. Everybody's
Yeah.
busy, have busy schedules. We prepping, we
Yeah.
gardening, and you're doing the things with your children and all this stuff. And so it's just a day for everybody to get together. Whatever your favorite beverage is, it could be water, kombucha, wine, whatever it is. We don't matter. It doesn't matter. And we just get together and have a really really good time, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's Wednesday is hump day. It's the midweek. I'm working full time all week long with little ones. And so it's for me, it's nice to be able to come and just wind down with adults with a drink of my choice. And we have fun.
We have a really good time.
So you talk about the drink of choice. What is your drink of choice? Does it change each week, or do you have to go to move?
Sometimes it's Moscato. Sometimes it's sangria. Sometimes it's a soda. It just depends. Yeah.
Mine's the same way. Sometimes it's a dessert wine, and sometimes it's water. Sometimes I got on the apple juice for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's apple juice. You don't have to have anything alcohol. It's just whatever your drink of choice is. And we ask the audience, what are you guys drinking? And everybody just start typing in, what are they drinking? We ask people, what do you do this weekend? How you doing? What's going on? Just to let your hair down a little bit, just to press, decompress a little bit from everything that's going on in our lives. And it's just a good time. We have trivia. We have, a lot of things. We have a great time. We cut up and have a really, really good time.
Yeah. We have some great regulars who come in, and it's just a time, we're all going through something.
Right.
And in this life, and it gets tough. And so again, it's just our time to come together and just kick back and relax and just have some giggles and just have fun. Just for a little bit. And then, we got to get back to regular everyday life. But for a little bit, for that hour and a half, it's just us kicking back and just relaxing and winding down.
Right.
It really is a fun show, and it's good seeing the people all come together. Names you see out through the whole day, because I'm on YouTube. I'm on YouTube almost 24/7. A lot of times I'm working 18 hours. I'm on YouTube for 18 hours on 2 devices, and I'm just listening here, and you see people all coming together from the community and chatting.
Yeah, it's great,
and it's fun. It's so much fun. I really enjoy it. I really
Yep, it's a good time.
Yeah, we enjoy it. And, our topics, we talk about, somebody in the crowd might throw out a topic or ask questions about gardening or ask questions about whatever it is. And in that chat, we have people from all genres. So, your question it could be about crocheting or whatever it may be, sewing or whatever it may be, mechanics. We got mechanics. We got everybody in there. And, you throw out a question and, your question to get answered. And it's all for a good time. We just have a really, really good time, cut up. Joke on each other a little bit. Me, Nikki, and Bougie Prepper.
Yes.
That's the
Can't
other
forget us, Sister Bougie.
that's the other co-host that's on the show, and we just have a great time.
And something new that we've been doing lately is Stacy came up with this or that questions. And that has really been fun. We've been learning a lot about folk.
You learned about people. With the this or that.
Yeah, we've been learning a lot.
It works.
It's been fun.
That was it was a lot of fun.
You just have to get stuck on one topic, one thing for a little while. And but it sparks conversation.
Right. It does. Yeah. And you'll be surprised, like, when you ask this or that, what some people, their thought processes is. So it makes it fun. Like, I would have never guessed that you like this over that. You know what I mean? So it makes it fun. And then, we also have another show that we do on Saturday nights called The Chat with me and Nikki. And we always
Stacey doesn't like to do the
I don't like to do the chat thing because she wants me to do this. Like, no, but I do this. Like, welcome to the chat. And it's on Saturday nights. And we always have a guest on. and we would love to get Garden State Gardener on the chat.
Yeah.
So he can
Come
come
on
in
as
and
one of our spotlight guests.
you
Yeah.
get one of our spotlight guests. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and I've been watching you from the beginning, man. You know, we all kind of started out there around the same time. So a lot of times I'll be in the bushes. I can remember the jelly beans and the whole nine.
Yeah. I've gotten pepper seeds from you, Joe. So yeah.
Right. I've won stuff on the show. Yeah, it's just been watching everybody's channels grow. It's just been great, man. And I just love this community. We all just come together regardless of what your background and all these different things are. So that makes it fun.
Yeah.
I tell you what, those jelly beans, if Joey came down right now and gave me one of those, I need a bucket. I would definitely need a bucket.
Right.
After doing 8 weeks of stink bugs, the 8th week, you kind of knew it was disgusting. Well, it was disgusting.
Right.
You kind of you get through it.
Mm-hmm.
If he came down and gave me a stink bug right now, where's the bucket? I'll throw the seeds out. Whoop.
So is stink bug an actual flavor? Is that an actual flavor?
Yeah.
The stink. Okay, is that the worst that you've tasted? What is the worst flavor?
Without a doubt, the stink bug.
It's the stink. Yeah, they are so gross.
I just don't even like the way they look.
The scent is so unique and just gross. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine smelling it.
It stays in your mouth.
Oh God.
Oh
no. For an hour.
Oh
so
man.
It's like the other ones come and go. This lingers. It's like
lives up to its name, huh?
So Joe, I know that you're the king of peppers, man, and you're the pepper king. And Joe grows all these hot peppers. And I'm not really into those really spicy peppers like that, but I grow them for people in my family that are into them, like that hot stuff. Mm-hmm. But I know that you grow some stuff, man, that'll burn the, How did you get into those hot peppers? I mean, what make you just like hot stuff?
I like dehydrating it. I love the taste of it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't eat a hot pepper and have some kind of the hottest pepper on earth. Your primitives and your ghost peppers. I can't eat that.
Yeah.
If you dehydrate them, a lot of them have a fruity taste. And you don't think like, wow, it's actually fruity taste. I'm like, oh my God, this would be great on pancakes or something like that. Just a little tap, and that's all you need.
I just learned something.
Yeah, I love dehydrating peppers. You can put it on any and everything. It makes everything taste better.
See, Nikki,
I love it.
Stuff.
Yeah, I love it.
Now, what you do is you put them in salt shakers, and usually these are I didn't put the tops on, but see, nothing's going to come out because they've been in my grow room. That's not a good idea to have this stuff in the grow room.
Right.
Anyway, you just put them in the salt shaker, and this is let me see if you can see it.
Yeah, ghost pepper.
Mm-hmm.
And it got the Caspian level.
Yep, this is a Bucolokia.
Oh my!
That's a regular ghost pepper. This is one of my favorites. It's a white. Oh, it's upside down. It's a yellow moruga.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna take your word for
it. Nothing's coming out. If it does come out,
have you ever tried the Carolina Reaper? Have you ever tried that?
Yeah. Yep.
Of course he has.
Yes. Again, the if you just eat them, I give a lot of credit for people just put them in their mouth. No problem. I have no idea how to do it. I really don't. Yeah. Now I had diverticulitis. I had 2 resections, so I got to be very careful. The heat. Yeah. And this is what I found how I could do that. No heartburn, no issues at all.
Yeah.
I could take the heat like that. No, it's
okay. So you just taught me something, Joe. I'm gonna grow. I got some hot peppers out there now, but I'm gonna grow more hot peppers and dehydrate them and try them like that.
Yeah, you love it. I think you would love it.
But Nikki loves hot peppers. She's with you, Joe.
Yeah, I love spicy. Now I want to be able to taste my food and not have to sweat. But I love the kick. I love the kick.
So that's how you get like paprika made out of hot peppers, but it's not spicy paprika.
Yeah, what is that pepper? What pepper is used to make paprika? Is there a particular pepper?
There's a whole bunch of varieties you could choose from.
Yeah.
There's like one Luciner.
Yeah, I have 2 paprika varieties: Alma paprika and Loot Shower.
Oh,
I think that's the one you're talking about. Loot Shower, which is just slightly hotter than a jalapeno, but it's got a really great sweetness to it as well. So when I actually dehydrate those, it won't have all that like I'm gonna burn your mouth off flavor it does.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we don't want that.
No.
Yeah.
So, Stacy, with my hot peppers, I started with 40 trays of hot peppers, times 72. I'm down to, I still got 17 more to plant.
Wow.
So when I'm choosing, it's between 2 and 4 peppers. Matters what they look like.
Right.
But I'm running out of space, so I got to try to figure it all out.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know how many tomatoes. I know I could grow 300 tomatoes in those sections.
Do you sell those? You know, when you make these powders and all that stuff, do you sell it?
I haven't sold it yet.
Okay.
Wow.
I've been doing my research. I want to do my research on anything I'm doing.
Of course.
So, that's a lot of peppers. I'm sure we got a lot of people in the community that like hot stuff.
Yeah.
And would love to get a package of good old Joe's Garden State Garden. Burn
your tongue out your mouth. I have a donation stand in front of my house.
Oh, okay.
And so I just put it out there, whoever takes it. I Uber part-time, and I give away stuff on Uber rides, and it's the most hysterical rides I've ever done.
Nice gift.
You're picking college kids up.
Yeah.
One of those college kids are going to eat the hot pepper.
Right.
So I make sure it's at the end of the ride. Hey, you guys want some hot peppers?
Yeah.
Sure. That's the first reaction.
Oh, man. I
love it.
Joe,
I used to drive for Uber.
Oh, yeah.
Camera in there. And, ask, hey, guys, it's okay. I have a YouTube channel. We video it. I would love to see them eating those hot peppers, man.
That's how you get those 5 stars, huh, Joe?
He'll be getting 5 stars. They just be pressing anything because they can't see.
Oh man, yeah, Joe, you got to start running like a series of videos. It's just Uber hot pepper challenge.
Yeah, right.
I bet you go viral.
I just want to say, I see Mona and Micro in the background, so I guys see us. So I'm not fully auditioning, but I see you guys.
Hey.
I also give away zucchinis on rides, and so these girls will be in the back seat.
Oh boy,
thinking I'm a pervert.
Oh.
They'll be like, hey, do you guys want some zucchini?
You think?
They're like, they don't say anything, And these are the zucchini are like this big.
Oh, you gotta start off and be like, "Hey, I have some extra vegetables from my garden.
Right, exactly.
Pick it up, show them. Would you like some zucchini? Here you go."
Just whipping out zucchini all willy nilly.
Yeah, can't just be offering people your zucchini, Joe.
Yeah, here's my zucchini. If you don't like that, I got an eggplant.
Oh.
This is what happens when you get me on the show, Joe. It just goes. It's like Rochelle. It just goes.
Can't take them nowhere.
What that ride does, it gives me a tip because I'm giving away things.
All right, cool.
Cool. It puts a smile on your face.
Yeah,
right. That's cool. Stuff, and it's
so you get Jujubee down in the chat, like you can listen here, Tony.
Can't do that. It's 2023. You can't do nothing. You better not breathe.
Nope.
When they see the zucchini, I go, well, it's in the back seat. Just take a look in the back seat.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, zucchini.
Oh. Or Lorena Bobbitt was there. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, zucchini.
That kind of zucchini.
That's really nice, though.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Usually you get nothing.
Right.
Yeah, but the Uber drivers don't even talk. I just I had a proposal. On my show. I had a guy comes into my car, right? And he goes, I want to get engaged, but I have no idea how to do it. Right? And I'm just like, okay, we're down on the beach. I knew a gazebo. I said, hey, I got a whole plan for you. Not knowing this guy's actually going to do it. Wow. 22 years old. So we got a game plan. And then I'm friends with Courtney from White Family Forum, and they do the quick trip thing, and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And so I go, hey, after you propose to her, say something White Family Farm and something to Poop Troop like that, We went to the freaking gazebo.
Yeah.
Like, this is really gonna happen. We picked her up.
What you did?
She wasn't in the car. So when we planned everything out, we were going to pick her up. So we picked her up, drove 20 minutes away or whatever, because they were going to Asbury for dinner with her whole entire family. Both families are going meeting each other. Yeah. So I'm like, this is perfect. Then all of a sudden the guy gets down to his knee. He proposes. She's crying. It was perfect.
Wow.
And the guy goes, "Why family farm?" No freaking way that actually
That's funny.
happened in my show.
He was just nervous, man. He was just
nervous.
He
was. I'm sure. Why am I saying this?
I can't believe it. You did this. And I'm
right.
These are certain things in Uber happens.
Right. You never know.
Well, I just want to say, guys, thank you so much for coming on my show. Check out Wind Down Wednesday.
Thank
you guys. Well, you're going to learn a lot too. It's not just for laughs, having wine. You're going to learn like I said, you're going to learn about crochet. You're going to learn about gardening, and it's just a fun time.
Yeah. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Hands in the Dirt's channel, on my channel.
Yes.
And thank you guys for coming on.
Thanks.
Hope we'll have you on sometime.
Appreciate it. See you, Danny.
Bye.
Thanks,
Danny.
Jim.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
All right.
That was awesome, wasn't it? I feel like it come down with so many stories. It's unbelievable. I got to do a show on it. But yeah, their show is very cool. I really respect, because there's so much knowledge going on at the same time in different kind of venues, and you're having a good time. And I mean, for me, I'm not drinking, because if I ever have to go to the hospital, I can't, And
right.
So yeah, it is what it is.
That's okay. I'm drinking a Coke, so
I don't want to.
No product placement.
Last week I cramped up on my show, actually twice, because you're out in the garden all day. So I've been trying to get my Powerade in. I can imagine right now Micro Farmer's going to be on, and I start cramping up on my ground. Where's Joe? Where's Joe? And all of a sudden you see me lifting up my drink. Give me a minute. Okay, so here is Mona from Sifting Some Soil and More, and Micro Farmer. So how you doing, Homer?
Good. I'm good. Great.
Hey, hello.
How's everybody doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm okay.
Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate this. So there's a connection between you guys. What's the connection?
I love Homer.
Let her tell. Yeah, women first. Let her tell.
Oh, he's a sweetheart, man. He's good. He'll talk to you forever. If you need somebody to come along and take you by the hand, Homer is the one. He will take you and lead you and take over.
That's what everybody talks about.
That part.
So fun fact, Homer here, when I was right on the cusp of my 1,000 subscribers, he had never seen my channel before, just met me and Scott Rambling with the Brums channel, and he goes, "Oh, you need 20 people? Hold on. When Scott goes, I'm going on." And he went live, and he stayed live until he got me over 1,000.
See?
Because he's just that guy.
That person.
Yeah, he's that guy. He's that man.
That guy.
Yes, he is. He got me 1,000 subscribers. He gave away $100.
Oh,
Was it
wow.
150?
It was 150.
$150.
That is
And
awesome.
look, and I still got over my 1,000.
There you go.
Okay.
Look, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Say, I'm still
I
waiting
was
for
supposed to have, for a long time before this Garden State Gardener blew up, I was supposed to met with him, but the boom back came in America, and we never got to connect with each other due to the boom back. So I was supposed to have been, because Garden State Garden is probably like an hour and 20 minutes away from me.
Yeah, we're not far away at
I
all.
think you're only about an hour and 20 minutes from me, too.
Yeah. So,
So I'm in
Y'all
Boston.
y'all haven't met?
Maybe 2 hours.
due to the boom back, we didn't meet. A lot of us didn't meet because of the situation in America at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, since you're just down in Connecticut, you should come up in September because you know, they got HOA down in Virginia, the Homesteaders of America. Well, now we've got Homesteaders of New England in southern New Hampshire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, that's one of the things I'm working on. I mean, I'm waiting for Garden State Guard. He invited me here, so I want him. But those are something I have something in the works on that in New York.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah.
You know, we're not that far away at all, you know, Homer. We're not far away at all.
Okay, let me just give you a little bit since you were speaking on that. I'm looking at some property towards like Coopertown.
Okay.
Oh, yep.
Where 5-6 acres, where the people that's up in the tri-state area can meet together. Like, you know, you have the southern people like Jam just this weekend, they out there in Kentucky. You had Lead Farmer 73. They was in North Carolina, Florida. Like, I went to the Kentucky meetup. Everybody's having meetups, but there's no meetup in the Northeast. And we only have a little window. I ain't gonna like what, 5-6 months of a meetup situation.
Yep.
And nobody had, to me, I don't know if anybody has a big property where we all can come like RVs and just stay or camp or something like that. So that's what I'm looking at. That's my next purchase.
Cool.
In Upper
That's
State.
awesome.
Yeah. So.
See, last year I tore my Achilles tendon.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was going to have a meet up here in my house, which could easily put, 150 people. I have a party, or actually a lot more than just a party. I was going to have lecturers, a whole bunch of other things. So we could have a good time. You got the pool, you got the jacuzzi, you could have, a party time, but also learn a lot, have a band. So, getting a band around here is not that hard.
Not New Jersey. New Jersey is nothing but bands in New Jersey. Nobody knows that's Bruce Steen's homestead right there. You know what I mean?
It might not be some hee-haw, but Jersey's just a little different. No, we're not fist pumping either. We won't have any.
Oh, wow.
Jersey Shore. I'm thinking Jersey Shore.
Right.
That's beautiful.
No, the Jersey Shore is beautiful. I mean, it's so different. That's for sure. So this year I was going to have it this year, but I'm getting my first, I was married before Julie, and my previous wife passed away. She died of COVID. And so that allows me to get married in the church. And my wife and her family are very, very religious. Right. And she goes, hey, you know what? It's 15 years. How about we get married in the church? So on 888, we're getting married in the church and having a party on Saturday. I'm like, well, what about the meetup?
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't do that. That was thought for a second.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, that's terrible. That's terrible.
That is a meetup at the wedding. Did everybody go to the wedding?
Yeah, if anybody here wants to come to my wedding, just let me know, and you're more than welcome to come to the wedding in the church and a party.
So can I bring a chicken that I want to give as a gift? A wedding gift, a chicken. Can you bring a chicken?
Hey, we could have the chicken down on the aisle too.
Oh, wow.
You can't go to a wedding with an empty hand. So I'm saying, can I bring a chicken, a rabbit, or what?
Hey, your chickens is healthy. Heck yeah, bring them all.
So I can think it's the Princess Bride. The Princess Bride, the Princess Diaries too. I brought you a chicken. I brought a chicken for your table.
Did you see this one? Garden Warrior Q. Did she knock you upside your head?
Oh,
I would have.
Some things are, you shouldn't say.
Right, that part.
But I will have a party next year, I was thinking. And there's nothing, you could have 2 meetups, you could have, whatever. But I was thinking, should I have a small one at my house and have a good time and do it differently? Or there's a lot of places.
Whatever saves money.
That's true too. Everything is money. And you know what? My finances, I don't have any finances. A lot of people think I'm wealthy. I have $0 in my bank account and I have $0 in my savings. I'm not like Micro Farmer. He knows how to invest. I don't know how to invest.
No, I'm El Cheapo. I learned a lot. I mean, that's another
That's how he has
story.
the money to invest.
I learned from, if y'all from the area, well, Mona don't know about MTA. I came in the MTA at the age of 19, 20, between the age of 19 and 20. And
Okay.
if y'all know Long Island, a lot of guys from Long Island was MTA guys, old guys. And they just said, invest your money, work the overtime. It was where unions were strong in New York City at one time. And they had a budget of money just giving it away. So a lot of us, we was able to leave out the door, real quick. Get your 25 in and go about your business.
And go. Right.
So it was
Get
like I
two
wasn't a
pensions
police
instead
officer.
of
I wasn't
one.
a police officer, but the money that I made and invested, where a lot of guys were from Vietnam, and a lot of these guys were investors and stuff, big and heavy. And I got into it, and it was just don't look at it, because they told me you're not going to leave here for the next 20 or 30 years anyway. So don't keep looking at the stock market. Stop looking. Just put the money and just work on your overtime. So that's how I got to get out at 46.
Nice.
So
Nice.
people go, you get your time, but I did my 25 years, but I was lucky enough to be between the age of 19 and 20 to get the dream job that a lot of people wish to get.
Right.
So.
I'm still looking.
But a lot of people don't know what MTA is. It's the Metropolitan Transit Authority.
Right. I was in that too.
Yeah, in the southern, what part
Here.
was it? Texas?
Right
Texas?
here.
Okay.
Yep.
Same unions.
Yep. Same union, same thing. They told me the same thing they told you. And I did, when I got sick, I was able to hold off until I was able to get some more money, but I was able to carry myself. I didn't struggle because I did what they told me to do. And the thing is, get you a 401 plan.
Simona, how often do you crochet?
Right now, lately, it's been once a week.
And did you get Homer started into that, or did Homer?
He already had his stuff. No, he was already.
He already had my stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
I just love seeing so many guys into crocheting.
And I talked about that guy. It's a guy that's in the crochet community. I forgot his name. He's a disabled young man. Well, he's not young, but he's a disabled guy. He's a heavy-set Caucasian disabled guy, and that's who I found. And I've seen him doing it, and then I got into it. And some people know who he is because he's known in the crochet community. He's a heavy-set disabled male guy. I'm gonna say he's younger than me. Maybe he might be the same age. I don't know. That's how I got into it.
I think I have an idea who you're talking about. And I know a lot of people. We have some of the best crocheters in the world right here.
Yeah, this guy,
right?
Because when he first started, he used to ask for people to donate yarn to him, and that would kept him calm. He just did crochet. I don't know. I forgot his name. It's been years. But I know he's well known, but I just forgot his name off the top of my head. And then I met Free Handley Maid. Then I met a lot of other women that was into crocheting. And then Mona, I met Mona. And then I didn't even know Mona crocheted until last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I have a lot of secrets.
But it's great for, meditating, for getting your right mindset. And I'm telling you, when I was with my grandmother doing it, watching games, and we just talk and talk and talk, it was great. Everything should be passed down for generation to generation.
We have so many lost skills.
Right. I was thinking about that because back when I was in middle school, they taught us how to do everything. They actually gave us a class. It was like 3 months long. And they taught us gave us a little nip on how to do everything. You know how to sew on them sewing machine, you know how to sew by hand, you know how to cook, you know how to crochet, you know how to knit. They even had them looms and stuff. I remember all that stuff back then. They'd teach you how to draw. I can't think of it, but they used to have a piece of metal that you stick in the leather and make designs and stuff, make stuff in the leather? Did they teach y'all that?
I remember that. I remember that.
They didn't teach me that one, but I've seen it. I've seen that type of stuff done, tooling.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, you know what? What are they doing now? Why they not teaching the kids these things? Give them something to work with their mind.
So,
Mhm.
did you guys ever get a hat from Rebecca Touched by Yarn?
I did.
No, I never got a hat.
This woman has made so many hats. Unbelievable. Like I asked her, she made it. It was unbelievable. I think she said 7,000 hats.
Oh, wow.
It's cozy and warm.
It was like a number. I'm like, what? Did I just hear that right?
Was I around for 7,000? We said 7,000 hats.
7,000. She just makes them and gives them out.
Yeah, she makes them. She got that machine, and she go on that machine.
7,000 hours. Like, you just imagine 7,000. That's 7,000 days if she made a hat a day.
She make more than one a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she makes them for local hospitals and senior centers and gifts, and
she got patience to do it. I don't. My attention span is short. If I want to get one project done, I have to do 3 to get one done.
Her home, look at this. I love crochet. Says I made 45 in the last 3 weeks. Well, almost 3 weeks.
See?
Yeah, those hat looms, things go together. Like it comes together really fast. My daughter has a scarf loom, and she taught herself how to make a big giant scarf, and she made it in just a couple days.
Yeah.
See, Homer, you could have your own hat collection. You can make your own hats. Put microformer on the side.
Yeah, you got to
So, Joe, did you ever cover up with that blanket I sent you?
Oh, yes. We have it in the living room right now still. I've definitely used it. Thank you so much. That was awesome. I did a video on it.
That's from the first yarn that I won up from you.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
My son usually, it's in the living room. So everybody's laying down. Everybody's just like, okay, here we go.
Was it Garden State Garden that got me in trouble with yarn? Because everybody was trying to win this yarn. What was it called? The cake? What was it called?
Oh, the cake.
Yeah, the anniversary
and you went and bought that cake?
Yeah, I went and brought it, gave away, what they call the cake? Because everybody was so mad that Mona was winning. Everybody else was winning this. A birthday cake?
Yeah, birthday cake.
So you got me to buy. I'm over there at Michael's looking for birthday cake. But I did buy about 4 rolls of that or something. I did. And I did a giveaway about that because everybody was like, they was so want to win that birthday cake yarn that you had.
Brampton Gardner says she just noticed Yogi Hollow Farm shirt behind me. That's because my room right here is such total. I don't want to even use the word, but it's really bad in there, and he really needs to be cleaned.
It's not all that bad. No, anniversary cake. That's what it is.
I have Lisa's shirt and on the side over here. I'm like, okay, let me put it right over here. This hides a little bit.
Yeah, well, there's a reason that everything around me here is dark.
Okay.
I'm in the middle of moving and haven't had time to clean, and
it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. It's supposed to be a mess when you're moving.
Yeah, exactly, Mona, when was the first time you saw my show? Did I just come up and because you've been a supporter since I basically started? And how did you find my channel?
From Gail Southern Living, I think.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I believe so too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was
found it.
It could have been with Simply Jam.
You posted your giveaway in a Facebook group. And that's where I found you.
It's always interesting where you find people. I go to everybody's channel, so sooner or later you try to make those connections. And I know I learned a lot from Micro Farmer. I was trying to figure out actually how did he have like 23 people in a chat when he had so much information, and other people had 120, and you hear crickets. Couldn't figure it out. And I'm like, man, this guy's very informative. You can learn a lot from him. Now he's into chickens and stuff like that, all about chickens. Yeah. But he was anytime we went on live, you learn something. And I
Right.
appreciate that.
Yeah, I just dropped a video like that. A little bit about my channel and a lot of people don't know where I really started from. I started from following, I used to, still follow them here and there, is Keeping It with Dutch, Daniel's Homestead, Daniel's Farms Homestead, Family Homestead.
Mhm.
Those were the guys I was following, a lot of preppers. So then the Crockers, I don't know if y'all familiar with the Crockers. Jason Crocker, the family, the Crockers, Jason Crocker, these big channels. I mean, they was big. They wasn't big when I met them. They were small, then they blew up. They exploded, and then that's how I found Lazy Acres. And then I became part of Lazy Acres family. And how I got into then I got into the gardening. The way I got into gardening was through Ernie Hatmaker and Woodcutter.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people don't know that history about microfarm because I wasn't microfarmer. Most people knew me by my company's name. So they like, who's microfarmer? They don't know microfarmer. They know the company that I have. It's like a 1-800 junk company. So yeah, so I didn't have a channel. Then Jason had asked me to go over support Lazy Acres homestead, and that was a homestead community. And I went over there and open arms, and that's how it happened. And then Ernie Hatmaker and Arkansas Woodcutter found me, and that's how I got into the garden thing over there. And so that's how I got into that garden area of gardening, just because of Ernie Hatmaker and Arkansas Woodcutter. Then I got into the fruit trees. I always tell people, you give people their flowers while they're alive, was Lead Farmer 73. Now, I had about 23 subscribers. I wasn't nobody. And he was one of the first people to subscribe me. He was way bigger than me. He found me, he subscribed to me, and right behind him was Family Network, and then that's how I got into really into the garden thing and stuff like that. But I was more of a prepper / with four little raised beds, my little, potatoes and bell peppers. That was just basic. And then I don't know, y'all familiar with the bull? The bull
gardener.
Yeah.
That's we was all on this garden thing, and it came together, it was beautiful. And then it is what it is. And then that's when Crazy Ed, and that's how I met this other young lady. That's how I got to meet the wife's family. What's her name? What you just said, you're friends with
White Family Farm.
White Family Farms. Things, you know how things worked out in the world, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It just went about, everybody just went on about their business, you know what I mean? And so that's basically what it is. That's why a lot of people just think I'm in the garden community, but I'm not originally from the garden community. I'm really from the home preppers, then homesteaders. Now I'm in the garden community.
Ooh, a hooker. Oh.
I like when you were talking about investing and a whole bunch of stuff like that, finances, and how did you do this? Hey, maybe you should look at this or that,
Let me tell you how I did that. I got to give the fruits and vegetables to the people that looked out for me. I already had started that because I read the Walt Disney book. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Walt Disney besides Disney. Just setting up generation wealth. You don't need to buy a house, buy raw land. Because if your kids are successful, they can put now, which is our Airbnb. At the time, it wasn't no Airbnb. It was just basically just get land for the future. And that's how I did. And I started there. Then as I talked, then Anne-Marie, I don't know if you're familiar with Anne-Marie, Big Dreams, Tiny Budget. Mm-hmm. She put me on to how to purchase land, discounted. And when this boom back came in the world, you sitting in front of a computer, and I would just put in bids for properties all across. And I landed like 4 properties in Arkansas, just sitting on the computer. I let the computer do all the work. I just set the what you call intervals. And I was sitting in a casino. I was just winning. And I was just winning. And I was like, if I would have learned this years ago, I'd probably be up there with Bill Gates right now, what I learned now. So my problem today with a lot of people, I seen they want to pay for stuff. And you feel bad I'm not a Christian, I'm not religious, but I feel bad to say, hey, take my master class and I can show you for $699 you take my class when this information is free. You know what I mean? But when you try to give free information to people, seem like they don't
want it.
If you're sitting there like they think you capping, they'll think that you think you're better than them. And I'm sitting here, and then you sit there, you hear them conversate because I hear it all around me. Like it's not nobody's rich. Like you just said, you don't have a lot of money, but you know what? You have a skill set to know how to go get it. And people just don't want to. It's just seem funny. Like they say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Because their life is not together. They'll say you're capping, you think you everything, you think you that. And you're like, what? And then a lot of us who are successful, what we do, stop talking.
Right.
And we don't help no more. And I refuse to stop talking because somebody might learn something. You know, those what y'all call them now on YouTube distractions. People that don't want to listen, they'll distract in the chat and say crazy stuff. And everybody's looking to see what they said about you. And then there's a person there that want to learn, but it's like that kid in the classroom that upset the classroom.
Yeah.
And the teacher can't teach because the kid's just jumping up and acting a fool. That's some of this chats. Not your chat, but I'm saying a lot of chats. They're going to be distractive.
Hey, Mona, you know Homer was going to have $1,000 giveaway?
When?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I can't forget that. Homer, I got you on my live. I got to mention the $1,000 giveaway.
Yeah. And it was going to happen because I found the loophole, like, you know, certain people in the world. I found a loophole about that $1,000.
Oh. There was a loophole.
There was a loophole for that $1,000 because here it goes. $1,000 in what currency?
Okay. See, there you go.
There you go.
I didn't say I would give $1,000, but I didn't tell you what currency. I could have given you $1,000 in some other country that's $1,000 is nothing but $10 in America.
$1, right?
But it's still $1,000. But it's not in American currency, so you assume it was U.S. currency. So I found the loophole, but we never done that. We didn't do it because I think people would have hated both of us.
He would bring that one up. $1,000.
It's funny because every time I see Homer in anywhere's on internet, I go, "Hey, when's that $1,000 giveaway coming?"
But I got close. I got close to giving away $1,000. I got almost halfway to $1,000 because Crazy Ed. I don't know if you remember Crazy Ed Homestead. He used to do the New Year's Eve thing, and God bless Grandpa Prepper. I don't know if anybody knows Grandpa Prepper. He was on that live in the chat, and by the time I woke up in the morning, our brother was, onto the upper room to the Heavenly Father. But Sunday Backyard Gardener won the 400 and
came in 5 minutes.
See, everybody was mad, but here it goes, John Garcia Gardener. He put his $5 in the pot. It doesn't matter if he did it 2 weeks ago. As long as he was able to put his $5 in the pot,
and he won.
He was upset.
That's funny.
The money is just like if you go to the lottery, right? Before the lottery closes out, you put your $2 up and you hit the lottery. You can't get mad. So you can't get mad. So he won it.
The two biggest things I ever gave out was grow lights, which cost $560.
What?
Away, and I had a $400.
Where was I when you did
that? The Huga Homestead won that one. I think it was like July 4th. And the $400 was Andale Homestead.
Okay.
So
biggest thing I've given away to date was Greenstock.
That's a great gift.
Yeah, and I will do it again when I hit 10K. But I hit 7K today. So
what?
Awesome! Congratulations.
And this is what I tell people: like, you never know where people are going to go. Like Miss Andale, like she told you, Danny just told
Pyro Granny.
There we go. She tell you, I was there with the first K, right? The first K. Now she's at 7,000. Surpassed me all the way, like 6 times past me. You know what I mean? and you
You
never
you want to
know.
guess? You want to guess where my Facebook went to this month?
Hmm.
Take a
I'm-
guess.
I
In
would
March,
say-
I had 500.
Okay,
I
I
had
would say
500 in March.
if you say 7, I'll go 35,000.
Keep going.
What?
Wow.
Go way higher.
Way higher.
130.
Wow.
Double it, and then
Double it?
some. I had 200, almost 285,000
In Facebook.
in Facebook.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
in the
thought
last
people
3
was dropping
months.
off of Facebook.
And there's money in
now
Facebook, too.
monetizing themselves?
Yes, Facebook Reels. Get on it. Get on it because, yeah. Facebook Reels.
So they start the monetization thing too now, right? And
Yeah,
Facebook-
yeah. Ads on Reels did very well for me last month. I mean, I'm doing something kind of, different from what a lot of people do these days. I found property in New Hampshire for 50 grand, 2 acres, beautiful river, 15 minutes from civilizations, 15 minutes to the capital, less than 90 minutes to Boston.
You
2
see-
acres
wow.
and a trashed trailer for 50 grand.
Wow.
But
Put like
this is-
12,000 into it and moving in next week.
and here it goes, y'all.
Okay.
This
Real
is
estate,
what
man.
I'm glad
I'm a
you
realtor. I know.
found- and this is what I've been talking for a long time.
Yep.
There are deals out there. You sitting around here won't pull the trick. Well, I'm not gonna say it because I don't know what it's gonna block. Go get you some. You hear? I've been saying it. Led's now saying it. There are deals out here. Don't worry about you moving.
Just gotta go look for it.
Give it to your grandkids, your great grands, or something. You might not want. Leave your family something. If you cannot leave them, because I have a few things in the fire right now that I'm trying to do, where I might do a giveaway just around Christmas, a piece of land that I own, where I'm gonna you can leave it to
Oh,
your grandkids.
wow.
That is
Yeah.
awesome.
Because I'm
I
like
hope
her.
it's in a warm place.
No, it's not. No, it's near. It's not even near. It might be near you a little bit. No, it's about 9 hours away from you, but it ain't in a warm place. But it depends where I start, because I'm getting back into finding these lands. So I might look for a piece that I seen a piece in Camden, Alabama. I seen 6 acres for like 25,000.
Wow.
Shit, the front door.
Yeah, stuff like that. And then you say, you know what? If I find something cheaper, and I'm saying, okay, you might don't want to live there, but leave it for your
But
grandkids.
somebody else will.
Mhm.
It's like the saving bonds back in the day. Y'all remember the saving bonds?
Yeah.
Leave it for your grandkid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I
People
got
don't do
people.
that no more either. Savings bond. That's what saved me. I had all that money for them kids, for everybody's kids, all the kids that I knew in the same month as my birthday. I had $50 going to them, and it was a check. And when I got sick, I had that money. I wasn't able to give it to them kids, but I still was able to use that money to be able to pay my bill. I didn't fall short. I didn't realize how much money I had. I was about to give away.
I tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, I
That
got
was a
people
lot of money.
telling me.
$50 a week, and it was what 12 years.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get people telling me I should throw a match in that trailer and burn it down and whatever and start over. But
Oh no, no.
once I get it fixed up, clear that land, it's $150,000, $200,000 property.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
It already had well, septic, power.
Oh.
I just had
That's
to
good. You
renovate
ain't got
the
to do
trailer.
all that.
I just had to renovate the trailer. It's beautiful, or it's going to be beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
She got
I
a
would
big
like to
wig.
know
Put
when
a
you
little
get your
work
video.
in it.
Yeah, but like I said, it's their deal's still out here, y'all. It's just you
Yeah, they
just gotta
go.
talk to the people that's actually doing it, not the people that's just gonna deter you from not doing it.
The
Good
people who
luck
say
finding
it
those
can't be
deals.
done should get out of the way of the people that are doing it.
That's doing it right.
Yeah, that part.
In New Jersey, houses are freaking insane. I mean, you can't find anything in New Jersey because everything's all. It's really hard to find anything.
Right.
You know, it's hard to find things that's conveniently for. That's why I realized I tell people, like people that want gardens, like if you could drive an hour away, you can find a piece of lot to actually do a garden. So on the days off, you just drive an hour up to your property with a nice raised bed gardens, like you see how your backyard is. You had your front. You don't need to build a house there. All you need is a rain barrel and a little $250. I mean, 250 gallon.
Don't you start nothing. There won't be nothing. Keep talking. Keep talking.
No, I'm just trying to tell people how to be sustained. I mean, really, if you can drive 1 hour away from your home, you can find property for $5,000-$6,000 and just garden it. Don't worry about putting a house there. You can actually do your raised bed gardens on those properties, and you don't have to do nothing but get some pallets for. Well, in our area, you can get them for free. I know down south they sell them, but up here in the Northeast, you can get pallets for free.
I need about 20 of them. I got to build a goat barn.
Yeah. So up here, they give them away. They don't, like down south. I know it's a big business down south, and they sell them back for $3-4 a piece or whatever. But up here, you can go to Track Supply. They sitting up this high. They're just sitting all over the place where certain people are burning them for firewood. Anyway, I'm just not saying. But you can take that stuff and build raised beds out of them. So, rent a U-Haul for $79.99, whatever, and load that U-Haul to the kills and set your property, because you can find 1/4 acres, and that's all you need, because here it goes, y'all. This is the next book coming up right there.
Nice.
Mini farming.
On a 1/4. You can do a 1/4 acre.
Grow vertically.
But here it goes. Look at your family and times it by. This book right here tells you exact. Matter of fact, this book tells you how much a person should eat. Like an average eater, it's probably 169 pounds of meat. This book tells you a family of one person, like one per person. This is what you need to grow for one person for the whole year. Mm-hmm. This book right here gives you that information. Now, I mean, you got heavy eaters like you got vegetables, you got heavy feeders and light feeders. So you work out your family, somebody eat 2 steaks instead of 1. Then nobody eats a half steak. I don't know. You gotta weigh it out. But this book does tell you everything. If you see this book and you don't know what this book is, try to find this book. It's called Mini Farming, not Micro Farming, because they ain't want to get sued. Because I kid y'all not, if y'all go look at how much microfarmer.com is worth, I remember it was only $9.99. I don't know what I messed up and made that mistake and never got the .com back then. But you go look at the .com now, it's over $60,000.
Wow.
When I first started Micro Farmer, I thought somebody was going to have that name already, because, that's like Micro Farmer.
Right.
Got the email, got the YouTube, and I saw the .com, but I never thought about taking it as a brand until Hands of Dirt said that to me, because it writes off your tongue. Micro Farmers Organics, Micro Farmers Fertilizer,
right.
Syrup, Micro Farmers Rabbit Poop for fertilizer. It just rolls off your tongue. When I went back about 4 years later, that website now costs $60,000 to get it.
Wow.
And I could have got it when I first started. I could have got it for $9.99. Remember,
$9.99.
$9.99. I could have got it for $9. Never thought about branding.
Look,
I know a lot of
y'all go buy that land for $5,000 though.
Oh, you can find land for cheaper than that. I wouldn't even tell you how much I caught a lakefront property for. Y'all pass out and get mad. Only person that know how much I paid for that waterfront property in Fairfield Bay Resort on the lake. If I told you, y'all think I'm capping, but there's 2 people that was on his live today know exactly how much I paid for that land. Clear, less than a pair of gym shoes.
Yeah, somebody get luck at Irish somewhere.
I'm Black Irish now. You know what I'm saying? I'm Black Irish. But but
We could be cousins.
yeah, Black Irish. Yeah, but no,
But you know there is a thing, so don't do that.
what you mean? There
I'm
is
Black
Black
Irish.
Irish people know it's Black Irishmen.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
It's
say,
just you Americans don't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So
They
Fox
know that.
Outdoors. Cliff is a great. I tell you what, this guy grows great food. This guy, I mean, zucchini, cucumbers, everything he grows is outstanding. But he also mentioned Mini Farm is a great book, extensive information inside.
Oh, it does. I stayed. This is where you say about a dollar knowledge. I stayed picking up books, and I mean they're not cheap either. These are like $20. This one here, yeah, it was 19. I just sent the book out to people like Mona say. When people say they have a wish list, don't put it on your wish list. Just let me know because I show you. Oh, I was looking at this book. Some people just don't have it. I'll buy the book and send it to you. You know, I will do those things. Like I sent a lot of seeds to people when things were going bad in America. I would send boxes of seeds. A lot of people don't know that about me. I keep a load of books. I usually get 2 books of each most time. So I definitely into the books, y'all. Oh yeah, see, Nikki says she knows how much I got that land for. I don't be counting. It just happened. It was just. But
And for anyone that don't know, you know, micro farmer Homer wrote his own book. So if you haven't purchased his book, it's called
Buck Fools.
Buck Food, and it's funny. Get the book, y'all.
If you don't have to get like I said, if you want a funny book, just a clean, funny book. It's the book. I wrote the book. I did that when I retired. I had nothing to do, and I took my time and wrote the book. And it was dedicated to my sister that passed away because she always wanted to be a book writer, and she passed away before she got to do it. And then I just retired, and I sat home, and I was like, I got something to do. And it took me almost 2 years to write that book. And I'm gonna tell you what made me more mad about the book. The book was about this thick on paper. And when they condensed it, the book was
Was that big? Not even that big.
I got
It was
everything.
like that. Yeah.
Stack, like a trash, the trash strips. That stack was like this wide. When it condensed down, the book was like this.
Yeah.
I was like, the book is only 178 pages. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I was like, did I realize
Formatting.
Formatted. That book was like
But
this.
still, think about it. It may be this big, but it's got this much information.
Yeah. No,
Just
but just blow your mind because you're like, you thinking you getting one of them hard copy, like what is that shit? Man of War. You know that book is this thick. You gotta imagine he must have had a truck to take his transcript. Because I had almost a box, like the paper box. And they
So they knocked it down. Good.
But it's a great
Some
book.
of us don't like to read a whole lot.
But,
like a lot of pictures.
So yeah, that's it. And about my channel, I want people to learn what not to do. Like you got a lot of gardeners out here that's great gardeners. They're going to show you. Well, they usually tell you. They don't really show you nothing. I'm being honest with you. They don't show you nothing. They tell you. I try to show you. I'm the Sanford son of garden. I'm gonna use everything, repurpose something. I'm going to try it. If I fail at it, then I write that down in my little journal book. You know what I mean? Write it down. That didn't work. Some people can't afford to do that. So the people that can't afford to mess up, watch me mess up and try to correct it. That's it.
It's good stuff, but you're showing it. That's what it is. You're showing it. Right or wrong, somebody can either follow or not follow or agree or disagree. Who cares? But you got it out there. That's what matters.
Yeah, because I show you I grow in fabric pots. I show you in the ground. I show you the back of Eden garden. I can show you I'm in a small backyard with 15 fruit trees in the backyard. Well, now it's 29 hens, 11 rabbits, 3 dogs that's over 70 pounds technically going to be. I had 4, but I lost one due to a pool accident this week. So I grow a lot just in my front yard. Then I got a back garden. Then I got an outdoor theater. I have an outdoor kitchen. I have a swimming pool. Me and my daughters just made the deck. If you've been watching my videos, me and my 9-year-old daughter put the swimming pool deck, and that deck took one of our beautiful Roxy German Shepherd puppy that I got from Nikki. It just tore us apart. We never thought about the safety of puppies. I will tell people the same way you're safety with your children, your babies, puppies the same way. Because, yeah, you might got grown kids and you don't need a gate on your deck or off the pool, but
Yes,
puppies
you do.
are just like babies. And I never really thought that she would ever get up there that fast. It was just like people say with the kids, they turn around, the kids in the pool face up. That's the same thing happened to us. It devastated us. The girls were crying. It just, to this day, it still messes us up, you know. So, but she is buried in the front on a nice big rock. Her name was Roxy, and it was a devastating loss to us, you know. So, and we didn't have her that long. So I tell you, you can get attached to a puppy real quick, y'all. You don't need to be 10
It's
years.
family. It's family.
Yeah, it's just it was so much to us. So that's why I say we just had to still deal with it. You know, we still say Roxy for certain. You know, it's just she's not going nowhere. But we catches ourselves because we'll call Willow Roxy. You know, they came from the same litter, and we see how big Willow just got her first bath today. I'm sorry, Nikki. We couldn't wait for the 4 months to give her a bath. I was like, Lord, you just stinking. I tell you how she got super stinking. If you watch my videos, I use my chicken poop to level the yard, and I put some seeds and stuff. And with funky puppies, they like chicken poop and funky stuff. I don't know why dogs like funky stuff, and they get in it
and want to roll in it.
Yeah, so the white was like, they not even in the house, and I smell them because they just coming in with funk. And I was like, yeah, Willow, we're gonna take our chance. We're gonna throw the dice on you like a card game. Like this in Atlanta City, you go ahead and get a bath. We just keep the house warm, and you just because she needed a bath bad. Tomorrow is cake bath is tomorrow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, guys, thank you guys so much for coming on today. It's already almost 9:30, which is insane.
Well, I appreciate you having said, and I hope that I know your son is going through some stuff, and I'm hoping things work out. Prayers, and it's been a journey for you, your family, and your son. I've been around. When I first met you, I didn't know what you was doing. I know Guard State Guard. Then I see him driving, and I'm like, is he driving an Uber or he's at? Then I thought he worked for the football team you always take your kids to.
Rutgers.
The who? The Ramblers. I said, is he a coach? I didn't know exactly what you did when I first met you. I'm like, is he a gardener or he's a Uber rider? I'll be an Uber person. And I'm like, he's doing a whole lot. And every time I say, how is he getting tickets to those games? Those things don't come easy. He's like, every game you was at them. I'm like, jeez. But yeah, so now I, got to see you and watch you over the years. And it's been great, man. It's been great. I've seen you move up, and I see now Danny moved up to 7K. You got a big following now. It's awesome, guys. Mona moved up. So I'm not jealous of nobody on YouTube. I love to hear the people say microphone was there when I was on the little end of the deck. And as a thing, I'm going to find that clip from Caribbean, the Pirates of the Caribbean with Danny. What's his name? What's the guy? Caribbean, the Pirates of the Caribbean. What's
Johnny Depp? Johnny Depp.
Oh, Johnny Depp.
When he said, if he was
why
like,
is the rum gone?
I heard of you, but I haven't subscribed to you. But see, the key point, you heard of me. That's it. That's the thing. You heard of me. A lot of people heard of me, but they don't subscribe to me. They heard of me, but they never subscribe for some reason. And it's just hitting the button. You know that little subscribe button, y'all, for all of us up here today. It costs you nothing. Y'all act like it's Netflix that you got to subscribe and pay for. All you got to do is hit the white button and hit the subscribe, and that's it.
And that's it. And keep on moving.
You don't have to watch Garden State Garden every Sunday. You can watch it.
I do.
I mean, you do a lot of people do, but I'm saying people make it feel like they are subscribing and paying $10 a month for you to watch you. This is free. I ask all of y'all, if you come my way, I'm coming your way. That's all I'm going to say. I can't force you. Garden State can't force you. Danny can't force you. Mona can't force you. But it costs us nothing to work the system, like she said. Facebook, get over on Facebook. People's getting information. It's easier to go on Facebook more than this platform. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's easy to get over there. I haven't got on there yet. I ain't gonna lie. I've been so busy. I don't even know. I was just talking to a YouTuber and I said, you know what? I believe my body's gonna shut down because I'm so busy. You know,
well, you better get you some rest. Y'all need to get some rest.
But no,
that's what y'all need to do.
Going through, like you said, you know, getting a call from the hospital, stuff like that, things like that.
Yeah.
But you don't realize one day your body's going to shut down. You work too hard, and I'm
feeling shutting
my
down.
Body is going to shut down. It's going to make me sit down. You know,
and you don't want that to happen.
No, I don't want that to happen. But you know your body, and I'm saying my body's talking to you. A lot of us ignore that body talking to you. For all y'all out here, it's the summertime. Don't exhaust yourself trying to drop these videos out there. If it's too hot, come in. It was hot out there. I was out there in the garden today. It got hot where I had to come in and sit down and watch Netflix. I don't care. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's hot. And then when you're fat and hot, whoo, baby.
If you don't choose the time to rest, if you don't choose when to rest your body is going to choose for you.
Yes.
So make it more convenient and pick the time.
Yeah, so be careful out there, y'all. I know y'all love to do the videos and you feel you got to go out there, but it's hot. Be careful. I would say if you don't like watermelon, get to start liking watermelon because regular water doesn't do it. If you eat watermelon, trust me, the electrolytes in the watermelon will help you out. The cantaloupes will help you out. Eat fruits in the winter.
But the thing is, you have to be careful of the sugar content of those vegetables, those fruits that you're talking about. If you're a diabetic, a lot of people don't know about that.
If you're a diabetic, then you know what fruits to avoid, but you still can.
No, you don't. A lot of people don't. They want to eat the watermelon. You say it's gonna give you some electrolyte. I'm gonna run in here and go and get me some watermelon. I ain't thought about no sugar up in there. Anyway,
that's why, Mona. That is why y'all heard people here. I know he ready to go to sleep, but people here, that's why you need to talk to your doctor. Stop going to your doctor with your mouth closed.
I want some watermelon right now.
Me too.
No, what I'm saying, please, y'all. I know what Mona was trying to get at, but I'm saying you really need to talk to your doctor. That $50 co-payment, get your $50 worth of information. Stop sitting on that table and just
find out what you can and cannot.
There you go.
Right.
If you can't remember like Mona, some stuff, write it down. Do like other people when they talk to me. I kid you not. Several people told me this. When I give them information, they put a recorder on their phone. They just hit the recorder and they listen back because I'm like a professor.
Yeah, he gone, baby.
I done told you a 50 million way to get money, and I lost them 4 minutes ago.
Homer, one more thing. Did you get into Gail Southern Living? She has a contest going on. It's growing in a container. Growing a rare container.
I grow it. I beat it. Y'all give me the money now. What's the prize?
I have no idea what the prize is, but I know Gail Southern Living has a growing in a rare container contest.
I got nothing but containers outside of that front yard.
But the question is, where container? A weird, something odd. Like
a weird
toilet seat or something.
Ooh, Garden State Garden. I just drove past. You know those beds for kids that look like a racing car?
Yeah.
Somebody had one out in the street. And I was just talking to a YouTuber about picking it up, drilling some holes through it, go get some cheap compost and actually grow that. But then I was going to get rid of it because I know the wife would get mad at me. Like, what is that? But okay, if it's there tomorrow in the morning, I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to use it. Because I was just talking to a YouTuber about I was going to Home Depot, right? And I saw it on the side of the road to pick up. Somebody, if a kid wanted, hope somebody didn't kick it up. But if it's still there tomorrow, I'm going to put it in the car and I'm going to come and drill some pilot holes through it. And I'm going to fill it with cheap dirt and I'm going to grow something. So she has a weird container.
Yeah, weird container.
You cannot get weirder than a kid's racing car butt. It's a bed. The plastic ones they be selling back in the day, they were selling for like $800, something like that. It's the car look like a NASCAR.
What people doing now?
Huh?
You'd be surprised at what people is growing stuff in now.
No, he said about the weird container. I didn't know it was a weird
Yeah.
container.
Yeah, it's a weird container. You got people out here using ceiling fans.
Oh, they go my brother right there. Wait, I just thought I saw him. Oh no, you know what? Shoot, you got the same thing. Wicked also. I thought that was Wicked Shire Project.
Wicked Shire.
There's who coming in. But y'all take care. Hey, thank you, Guard State Guard, for having me here. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. If you don't,
you're welcome. Thank you for inviting us. And I told you he was gonna take over. That's my boy. Look.
Y'all gonna come back live again.
That's all right. We got plenty of good information. I'm ready to go get me some land for $5,000 to put me a doggone garden on, and now I won't have to move out my house. Thank you, because I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that at all.
20 minutes, about an hour away from you, they had land for like $5,000. But it's in the northern part of Texas above you. I seen it.
Oh, I don't want to go north.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
She don't want to drive an hour away from her house. I can't help you.
You don't know how cold it is an hour away from my house. Going north. I'll go south. I'll go east and I'll go west. But north.
Hold up. Nothing stays cold forever. We stay cold up here. But
I think about it. I I might need to go north.
You know what? I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna
you know what? You know what? I just found out the other day that there's something over here by me. Okay. Well, we're gonna talk because that's the information.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. And I want you all to please say a prayer for me. I'm getting ready to go on surgery on Tuesday.
Oh, prayers.
And being that I'm a high risk. I don't know. They might let me go home the same day and they might not. It all depends. So just, keep me in y'all's prayers.
I'm going to keep you in my prayers. But, if you got some gold laying in the bottom of that house of yours, please let me know where it's at so I can come and get it.
I have to give you, look, I do got money hidden around the house.
Man, every person has some money hidden.
Scavenger hunt.
Don't worry about me and Garden State Guard. We good with sledgehammers.
Look, I haven't been here long enough to do that. I ain't been here long enough to do that.
All right, y'all.
I'll have a video up pretty soon demoing my kitchen, just me. And
y'all have a good one.
Since she said that, hey, if you find any money in that mobile home, put a $25 gift card out for us to get it.
Oh yeah, and I will be going live tonight at 12 Eastern.
I will be asleep. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay because a lot of people. This is for the vampires. I was crafting during that time, but it seems like everybody want to talk about garden. So I'm still gonna be crocheting, crafting. But we chit-chatting about whatever. It's going to be a chit-chat with me and F.R. Humphrey.
All right.
There you go.
So come by, if you can. If not, catch the replay.
All right, morning. Y'all take care.
All right.
Hey, stay guard. I hope everything, but I got the whole summer and we can move around now freely. So I might come and visit you.
Sounds like a plan.
Because I got to pass your house to go to Arkansas.
Thank you, Bob.
I'll be in Arkansas by the end of this month or early next month.
Sounds like a plan. Just message me. We'll make plans, and there we go.
Got you. All right. Take care.
All right. Have a good one.
Have a good one. That was awesome. It was awesome live. And thank you so much, Danny. I know you're going to get going. I'm going to do it's going to be for a Michael's gift card and a Kohl's card. That's actually not a card. It's a gift getting sent to the two winners. So if you want to stay on for 1 minute. But
yeah, John curled up and went to sleep.
It's a pretty good gift. So it's not no $15, $20, $30 gift to be a little more expensive. So those two winners, they have to be in a live chat for a couple minutes. And let's see what happens. So if they're not here, then it just goes on to the next week. It feels weird. I didn't really give anything out today. which is good because still need to get last week's stuff out. So I'm so behind. I just don't have any time.
I feel that. I feel that very deeply.
You totally feel. I just, I work 20 hours a day trying to figure it all out. It's not easy. Here it is. Okay. There's the wheel. Good luck, everyone. So the first one's for the Coles gift. And if you have a chance to do a video on it, I appreciate it. I'm just worried if you see something on Coles coming to your mailing address, or you get it, winners, please email me your address. This is for Coles. Barb's Country Home.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! And Barb's beating here. Let's see if she's still in the chat. It's been a long life.
It has been a long life tonight.
Long life. Congratulations to Barb's Country Home. And here is for Michael's gift.
Yay, Barb is here.
Barb is here. Woo-hoo. Felon Clan Wolf. Let's see if he's still here.
Let's see.
Let's give it a couple seconds. If not, that just goes on to next week. So for tonight, for shows, you got Bega Leg Let's Dig It's on. She started at 9. Wide Family Farm, I think, starts at 10. And NBA Heritage Farm sometimes goes on. So that's the shows I know that go on tonight. Oh, and Sifting Some Soil and More. I think she said midnight.
Midnight, yep.
So that's what's
going on. And then, Stock Explorer is live right now.
Okay.
And yeah. So
the Barb
I realized that in October, he was talking about, Homer was talking about coming down there and visit. When I come through for go down to HOA in October, I should stop because I go through Jersey.
Yeah, I'm right next to the Parkway too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I came right down the Parkway. So
yeah, we meet up. I'll buy you lunch. So I see Barb said woohoo. So I'll take care of lunch or whatever. Or
you don't have to buy me lunch. We'll trade some seeds. It'll be fun.
We'll figure something out. That sounds more than awesome. And so I got Barb and Felon Clan Wolf. I don't think is here. So that gift will just go on to next week. So thank you, everybody. This is a long live. 70 people still in the chat, which is pretty amazing.
Right.
Thank you guys for sticking this out. Hopefully, you guys all learn a little bit. You shared each other's channel. Your channel grew a little bit, maybe. And thank you, Danny, so much for staying on this long. I know your schedule is kind of nuts. And hope you get Gardner Scott on. That'd be great for your show.
Yeah, it would be pretty awesome. Yeah, it's been busy, but I'm really, really glad that I got to come and hang out with you tonight.
Yeah, that was awesome. It's the little things. It's the little things in life that are so important. So
it is.
And I think we all got a little piece of that tonight. So what did Shuja Juby said? I'll make it back in New Jersey. You can buy me lunch. No problem. I'll definitely buy you lunch. Just don't choose the most expensive place.
I'll bring you some of my stolen Vatican tomato seeds. The tomato stolen from the Vatican.
I got one somewhere. They grow in space. I have those somewhere. Ooh, we got to get me some of those. I got to give you some of those.
My weakness. It's tomato seeds.
I only have 800 or 900 varieties of tomato seeds somewhere in this house.
Yeah, see, this is what I aspire to. I have 74.
I invested too much money in the wrong things. I should have went to Bills. But I'm not a seed addict, not at all. All right. Well,
I'm gonna say nothing.
Thank you so much, Danny. I appreciate it. And we'll catch each other soon somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
And thank you, everybody in the chat. And you guys are totally awesome. Again, this is a community. And hopefully, we could become better friends, email and doing other things because it's a good thing. We all have a lot of stuff in common.
Yeah.
Except for me and Juliana, Juby. We have nothing in common. I'm just Justin. I just like saying her name. Reminds me of jelly beans. I don't know. Anyway, I'll talk to everybody later. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.